And I think we're live now. Hi, Roman. How you doing?
Hi Rick, hi
Of
Rollers.
course.
I just hope that we're online because
It takes some time because it's like not instant, but just give me a second. I'll check. Guys, give us a plus plus if we're live, okay? Because we might not be, but I think it's just a delay.
yeah.
No, we're still not live. What the fuck?
Oh
Oh no, we're live.
yeah, I can see us.
Yeah,
Let's see.
we're live. Good, and even with the sound, great. Is everyone on
Hey
blue screen?
everybody.
Yeah. Hi everyone. Live long and prosper. You know. Yeah, Roman. By the way, did I? Yeah, I teach. I taught you that one. Yeah, right. You know what this one?
What? I don't see you here. Damn.
Yeah, shit, guys. We have the camera problem, so Roman can see me with the delay. um,
I only could see you on the laptop.
I
Wow.
understand. It's
Wow,
confusing,
it's
right?
weird.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So just give me a second. I'll try to fix it somehow. Maybe I need to start the virtual camera and show that one to you there. Just give me a second. Let's see. Start in the virtual camera and. Can you see me on Discord now? On Discord. You can't see me.
Discord. Feeling.
Preview camera. Huh. Strange. Maybe now?
Yeah. No. No.
Yeah. So sorry, bro. So you will have probably to talk to me without the picture right now. By the way, was it visible on Sunday on the stream?
Yeah, sure.
You could see it, yeah?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know what's different today. Huh.
Wow, looks like in the chat some of the same faces and names.
Sure.
Is it possible?
Of course, not. Wow, I think we're getting the audience finally. Hi guys, we, are just joking as always. I'm not sure about Roman, but I am joking 100%. He's always so serious, right? Welcome everyone. So Georgie is going to join us in a minute. He was a bit late to get home, but he said I'm going to be there in 5 seconds. Well, that was figuratively speaking 5 seconds, of course, not literally. But what do I want to mention real quick before we begin? As always, we're raising funds during these streams. So this patch is on the raffle this week. Roman, do you recognize this one? Ah, shit. You will see it on the stream in 3 to 5 seconds. Yeah, just watch there. I'm going to be showing it long enough for you to see it.
Okay, yeah, now I see.
Do you know this one?
Actually, no.
It's Hur, the main Directorate of Intelligence of Ukraine. Budanov.
Really?
Yeah, Budanov and his guys. They are wearing this badge. So,
wow.
Yeah, I got one from Kraken since they are in military intelligence of Ukraine. So I'm putting it here as a reminder that it is on the raffle this week, and you can buy tickets for it, guys, if you want.
1.
Hello, Georgie. We can hear you.
1.
2.
No, 1.
1.
1.
No,
I can see you.
Are you playing this game, Roman?
1.
Which game?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think I am playing it. So,
playing.
Georgia, how are you doing?
Playing around.
Reality.
I'm not playing around.
Exactly. How are you doing?
Jeez. Damn straight. Never had a bad day in my life.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Okay, I'm gonna try to show you on the screen just as everyone else, meaning Roman. Just need to make it smaller just a second.
It's not the most pleasant view.
What view? I mean,
okay.
The cutoff.
So we're doing the OBS. So I need to put you somehow on OBS. Oh,
Ah, so you're usually not doing OBS? Which one are you using?
I mean, no, I am using OBS. It's just I haven't used really Discord to put.
Just capture the screen capture, not screen. Sorry, window capture. Choose
Window capture.
choose the source window capture, and you need 2 of them for both of us. Or maybe just places. Yeah, you can cut both of us out, just like that.
Okay, whatever the case. Sorry, I'm a bit rushed. We had awful weather, awful traffic. It's crazy.
That's
Right.
okay. I mean,
Okay,
I'm
this is
always
gonna be the
late,
most-
man. No, don't worry about that.
This is going to be the most jarring recording of a stream that it was like, especially people that just started watching, because they will feel that it's like some kind of mid sentence that they just like. Did Georgie just like talk with someone and just pressed play and started recording at some point? And it's like, yes, you're right. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
Except
yeah.
we planned this, and I'm totally unprepared. Professional streamer, ladies and gentlemen.
Just I'm the one too, so that's how we are.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not professional, but already not an amateur. Just like doing this job.
I mean, like, if we just count the hours that you're doing streaming, I think you're like 3 lifetimes ahead of me.
Well, not that much, but still a lot. Yeah. Not all of them are very entertaining. I mean, those hours, but that still counts to experience, right? So are we live on your channel already?
On my channel, we are extra live. Like,
Extra
we're
live.
the livest. We are the livest live that I lovest about. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, people that are joining our warm, cozy, friendly chat with some of the best Ukraine has to offer with Rick the Ukrainian and Roman Trochimets.
Yeah. You still don't know each other, right, guys?
We know each other by proxy. Let's put it this way. Like, I've by proxy, I worked with a lot of people that work with Roman, and initially, even like the initial what is the guy like? There was a person approaching me when Roman was doing, before the injury, was doing a lot of these videos like on the phone. So there was initial proposal for cooperation, but at that moment, I was just too busy figuring out how YouTube works. And I didn't work. So there's been like, we kind of did things together ish, but it was actually in parallel.
Okay.
So it's very nice seeing you in person for the first time ever, Roman.
Yeah, finally we did it.
By the way, not fully in person
I
yet.
can see you.
You need to come to Ukraine to see him. in
Yeah,
person.
I mean, like, whenever I want to divorce, I'll do that. I mean, like as soon as like my wife is gonna be like, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I'm not cleaning up the house today. I was like, I'm going to Ukraine. There we go, divorce.
Oh yeah. Roman, sorry, I interrupted you there. Please say what you wanted to say.
Yeah, you did it. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's interesting because I can see the flag of my brigade behind your back.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Can you share the story if it's like?
Not a story, just was working to help a lot of people. We got a lot of money, and the guys just sent this flag with signed signatures. It's just pretty cool.
It's cool. It's cool. Yeah.
Rick, you're not having a video, so I'm capturing just Roman, right?
I actually have it, but the problem is, for some reason, I cannot show it on Discord. I tried to show it to Roman, and it's not working for some reason. I wonder how I... Shit. Okay, just give me a second. I'll reconnect to this call, okay?
Yes. Well, oh wait, how did it do it?
You see me now, right?
Yeah, we see you. Extra
Okay.
see you.
Okay. Awesome.
Professional streaming, by the way. We all do this live on recording, so everyone just there we go. Enjoy two Ricks.
Yeah, two Ricks on his side. Just give me a second. I'll need to readjust it. You see how it goes with Discord. You always need to readjust the position of people. But
Perfect.
I've done it. Yeah.
No, we're perfect. We're now I should have mirrored my image. It's fine. We'll figure it out. So I'm gonna try to do like this, so people when you're watching, so they're like I'm interacting actually with the people. Like for you, it's gonna be weird because I'm gonna be to your side. You can talk in this my left. Is it left cheek? But for the people, it's gonna be awesome because the video you are right here for me.
Okay. Same
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I see you there, guys. But I also see you here on my screen. So yeah, it's not a problem.
Anyway, technical things aside, how are you guys doing? Like, let's put it this straight. More importantly, I think we should start with something that is a lot more important than us having some weird friendly chats, which is we have a campaigns to run.
Oh yeah.
I know, Rick, you're running the campaign. I believe Roman, you're also having a campaign to
We
run
have
for
it
a fundraiser.
together.
You have together, okay?
It's-
Because
yeah.
you sent two. So you sent two campaigns for me. And I'm also running a campaign. So and potentially, I'm not sure if Claire will be joining. She wrote me that she will be.
That would be awesome.
Joining.
Really?
Yeah. So either she's going to be in chat, or even better, if she would join the call, that would be great. I'm going to post the links, guys, in the chat for if you are looking how you can support Ukraine, Ukrainians, Ukrainian fighters, everything. And if you enjoy the technical discussions about how do we set up OBS professional streamers vibe before we get to talks about Ukraine, please support Ukrainian armed forces. Please support Ukraine as much as you can. They can really use the help right now.
Yep, I agree. Georgie, can you please show on the screen of your stream the campaign that we're running together with Roman? It has his patches with 69 Sniffing Brigade. An ambitious goal for us. For you, it's easy peasy. For your community, you've done what was the biggest one that you've closed?
400,000, I believe, like something over like 400 something thousand.
Yeah, Roman, I told you. That's the professional fundraiser here with us.
Amazing community.
Community. Like, it's not me. Like, I'm just a guy that just yells at the camera and people just like chugging popcorn when they're like, yeah, this guy. and I'm like, okay, but the community, it's the people, it's not me. I'm just doing what I can. The least I can do.
You know, people are
piss
following
off
you.
The Russians.
People are following you. That's also has something to do with with your approach, you know, with how you present information, with how you yell at the screen, at the camera.
That's actually, I think, that the biggest thing, because a lot of people feel really frustrated about what we Europeans, like Jake is a great representation of the Americans that feel a lot for Ukraine. And I feel that there is a lot of people in Europe that are very frustrated how Europeans are acting. And it feels that a lot of people kind of connected with me on that level, that they just like, thank you for voicing how I feel, literally. Because we really feel that we can do more, but it's always too little, too late, and not enough. And we're extremely frustrated. Everyone is extremely frustrated.
Tell us about frustration, huh? We live in Ukraine. We are Ukrainians. We're not just living in Ukraine.
So I've heard.
Yeah.
So I've heard. One of the major questions that I got asked with regards to Ukraine is, guys, you know, the bombings of the cities and everything, they're pretty hard. So obviously we always talk about like how we can help out a lot and so on. We want to really see how bad is the things right now. We know that the electrical grid is going down, but it's been also a couple of years, and I know a lot of people have more or less adapted, and they have some kind of individual generators. Can you tell us, first of all, how you are bearing, how your relatives are bearing, your family, and how in general, like, is there any people that are super in need? How in danger are you this winter?
Roman, would you say about yourself?
I just it seems like something with connection was because
you could not
can
hear.
You hear me?
Yeah, we can. You could not hear Georgie?
It's just somehow stops his speech and his question, so I can hear only about how's the living in the city, and what about bomb shelling, and that's all.
Yeah, will you repeat it real quick, Georgie?
Yeah. Basically, the winter with the bombings and everything. what problems there are in the winter, and is there something critical that would be absolutely critical for people to get over this winter? I think we're having a lot of internet connection troubles.
Probably. So you did not hear Georgie at this time too.
And I believe I got his point.
Yeah, and I can transfer the question. So, what about you, Roman? What does your family need in terms of low power and power outages and Russian strikes if you need something? Or maybe there are families around you in need of something.
I could speak generally. What I can see here is the main problem when there's no electricity. It's the families with the little children, and they literally, the elevator not working, and it means that people must like carry everything like to the high floor, including the children, the groceries, the food, the water, everything. And for old people, it's also very, very tough. It's first one. And second, of course, sometimes when electricity is off, the heat is also not working. So it's pretty cold in apartments. And of course, people like civilians struggling, both they must survive themselves, and they also must and should help the army. And it's like a double hit, because they like fight on both sides. And but I can't complain because I was in trenches, and for me everything is okay. It's just at least when I have some roof on the top, like above my head, everything's fine. Like I'm not wet, and my clothes is not wet and not in dirt, not in blood. So I can't like compare, and I can't complain. Yeah, but for most civilians, they wasn't. For those who wasn't on war, or for example in occupation, it's pretty hard to survive, because many of them work, for example, relocated, and it affect on internet. They can't work, or for example, they should work at night when they have electricity. So the schedule is like crazy. It's like when somebody accept you on the job and ask you about how stressful you are, and you say, I'm just okay, and this is when it's all begin. It's like no water, no electricity, no internet, but your work should be done. And
yeah,
this is situation. And of course it's like basic stuff about making money, about getting salary, about getting some job. But of course it's cold. Of course it's about carry stuff to the high floors. Yeah, lots of challenges actually. But I want to ask Rick this question.
Well, to be honest, I'm listening to this and understand how fucking privileged I am, and that my house adapted to this a bit, because I
see a heater behind you, yes.
Yeah, a heater. There's an EcoFlow that actually rollers helped me in summer when there were much worse power outages. They said, Rick, you're getting an EcoFlow from us. We're starting a fundraiser. I was like, guys, I don't want, to raise funds for any equipment for me. And they did it not behind my back, but they said straightforward, we need content. You need to keep working. So here's money, go buy yourself an EcoFlow. A big one that really can get easily can weight this, around 2 kilowatts heater, and it works together with a PC with 2 screens, so I can keep streaming when the power outage is going. By the way, like the last 2 days, we don't have power outages. In the last 2 days, somehow our infrastructure adapted, but we have a warmer weather outside. This is why it's easier for them. Usually when it's frost outside, it's getting worse with electricity, and we have more power outages. So right now the situation is not that bad. And the last attack did not cripple our infrastructure as it was crippled in summer. But this is not the end of winter and not the end of this war. And Russia will keep striking us. It will keep looking for a way to bypass the air defense, to, fool it somehow. So yeah, right now I must say we, as inhabitants of this house, we raised money together. We kind of piled up the money and bought a generator for the house, for the water pumps, for one elevator out of 3 elevators, because it's a tall house, many floors. And I live pretty high, and for me, it takes a lot of energy to walk up to the 20 plus floor, And so now a generator automatically starts when we have power outage, and we have elevator, we have heating and water working. So in this house, we have pretty good and probably wealthy inhabitants who were able to raise money for that and to start that initiative. We also have awesome guy, like not an owner, how do you call him? Landlord. Yeah, so he is managing all the business concerning those things, and he actually organized all of that, and our state, Ukraine, compensates half of that sum. So it cost us that generator plus all the additional equipment plus work to install it, to connect it. It cost us around 1 million hryvnias for the house. Many apartments in this house, I think a few hundred, but so not a big sum for the whole house. But the state, Ukrainian state, compensated half of it. So we needed to pay only around 500,000 hryvnias for everything. So right now Ukrainian government is helping Ukrainians to get the better situation with electricity. But you know what? It actually all makes us more autonomous. Not all the houses are capable of doing that, because in many houses there are people like most of the people in some houses, even the neighboring houses to mine, they don't have, they did not raise enough money to install the generator. So the situation is not that good as it is here. So this is why I feel privileged, and fuck how lucky I am to live in this house, to have such community, to provide me with EcoFlow. So thank you, everyone. Either my neighbors and Rickrollers, of course, you too. Thank you. So that's the situation. But as Roman said, it's really hard for many people and much harder for them than for me. So, Georgie, what comments do you see there? Why are you laughing?
No. It's because my community is like, yeah, them straight. We want to support Ukraine and so on. By the way, guys, I'm going to obviously ask questions from the community. So people, if you're in chat on my channel, write at Ukraine Matters. So then it gets highlighted for me if you want to ask questions. I cannot promise that I'm going to ask all of the questions. This is not a Q&A stream like I usually do, but I do try to. No sun from you. Okay. Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to repeat this. No sun. Anyway, guys, in this stream, I'm going to try to ask questions from the chat. So please write at Ukraine Matters to see that it gets highlighted for me, and then I can read the question. I cannot promise that I'm going to
people are saying that you're on mute. No audio. Your mic is off, Georgie.
No. It is on now. It was. So... Yeah, basically, the guy at the bottom, but I forgot to introduce you to my community. So at the top here, I was like, oh my God, where is it? Somewhere here. So this is Rick the Ukrainian. He is a Ukrainian. He's Rick. He's a streamer. He does an amazing job. He creates great content. Specifically, he talks extensively about what's happening in Ukraine. Does a lot of help. Does a lot of live streams. I've seen some really creative ones, like where you did like a singing presentation. I don't even know how to name it. Where like it was you and then the girl singer, and I enjoyed that one immensely, where she sang her songs.
So you
like,
watched
she was Crimean Tatar.
Really cool.
She was Crimean Tatar, I believe. Yeah. So it's like some really, really cool ones. So Rick is amazing stream creator, very different to a lot of these videos. So if you have the time, I really advertise. And Roman is obviously, how do you say, ex-sniper, or is like, how would I put you?
Injured. Injured. I'm in hospital now.
Yes, and Roman is just injured. so he's ex Armed Forces of Ukraine guy. So he knows ins and outs. He is a legend. He's doing incredible job. You could have seen him. Maybe you don't recognize because now he's clean and had some sleep comparatively to some of the videos early in the war where he recorded them on his phone in the trenches and so on, which was really, really crazy. So firstly, give a round of applause for both of these guys if you can. I would appreciate that. And then the question comes: you want me to be the stupid European or not so stupid European?
Of course, not so stupid, Georgie.
Not so stupid. Damn it! So I cannot ask you the question when the war will end and when you finally give up territories.
Yeah.
Damn it!
We're not
because
talking
like
about
this
that.
is the question. Yeah, this is the question that like every time there is like a journalist from any kind of Western newspapers and there's like some kind of interview with Zelensky or Yermak or anyone else, it's just like, are you ready to negotiate and so on? But instead, I'm going to ask this question as a less stupid European, which is Zelensky has talked about the fact that before any kind of peace negotiation, ceasefire can start, he said that Ukraine needs security guarantees. She stated that there's right now two paths for security guarantees, which is joining NATO. So Ukraine gets invited and joins NATO. It gets protection essentially by the Article 5. And then this leads to a ceasefire. And then there's a diplomatic path to the return of the territories that are currently occupied by Russia. Or the second path is Ukraine gets nuclear weapons and then it basically starts defending itself as a nuclear power. So what's your thought on these two approaches? Yours and maybe also how Ukrainians would see it, how you personally would see it. Do you feel that diplomatic path is something that could be explored? And I'm stating exactly how I say it, and not the like you just give up territory and then like, whoa, Putin signs an agreement and then he definitely not going to invade again. Let's not pretend this bullshit. So what's your thoughts on that?
Roman, you want to start first?
Yeah, actually, you see, from my opinion, only from my opinion, the postponing of the like united of the Western world, like civilized world, brings us to really difficult situation when all over the world these rumors about negotiations start, and the negotiation about what? About frozen conflict. It's like we know how Russia like to froze any conflict everywhere, in Abkhazia, in Moldova, in Georgia, like in Syria there was, and we only could see on the example of Syria, for example, how like the only way how it could be ended only by forcing Russia to get out of our territory.
What are you saying, Roman? Russia never loses. Have you not heard like what people in the Western media says? Like there is no chance Russia can lose. Russia cannot lose at all. And this is sarcasm, of course. Like we just saw how they ran away from Syria.
Yeah, sure. Most of the people just remember USSR, and they remember how USSR just fight against Nazi Germany and how they defeat them, but they always forget to include that Ukraine was in the USSR army, and most of the fights was with Ukrainians, and the most of the weapon was like created by our technologies, by our engineers, and we have most of the resources. So Ukraine was like the most of the richest country and the most powerful in USSR, and after that in 1991 we was like third country in the world who had like nuclear weapon, and when we give it up, of course we become weak. Yeah, but of course we exchange it on some promising, and right now we again on the phase, on the step when somebody promising our some promises, some guarantees, but we must be very stupid to accept it, because it doesn't work. And Russia, I can't compare Russia as like, like street hooligan. He could be big, he could be really strong, but till you give him punch, like till you show him that you could fight, even if you're weaker, even if you're smaller, he just don't let you go, don't leave you like alone. He always try to like give you, I don't know how to say this stuff, uh, um, how to say it in English when you do it like this.
I don't know.
Okay, like bullying, like it's like in school, it's always some guy who bullying another guy, and only if you hit him, even if you lose this like a little battle, this guy just leave you alone and find another victim, because such tyranny, such hooligans, they afraid those who could fight back. And this is about Russia. Russia is like big, yeah, it's like big hooligan, and most of the guys like afraid of him. But if you fight back, even if you lose, you will show the power, and you will be free forever. Even though after such thing you can get respect and some friendship with some guy. This is my opinion about it.
Yeah, to get respect, you got to be strong, right? To be capable of defending yourself, you got to be strong. And being in an alliance, I mean, I totally agree with you, Roman, on those points. Just want to add that NATO, okay? There is a big doubt these days that an amendment, or how is it called, Article 5 will work. I actually don't know. I'm not leaning to the weakness of NATO. We will see. Actually, with Trump, it is still uncertain, and it doesn't even depend on him, but also on his team. Of course, Trump, together with his team, what they're going to be doing, his advisors, how they will treat Ukraine, and is it really that after Putin refusing to do real negotiations and just keeping Putin his, capitulation demands for Ukraine, if when that doesn't work, maybe Trump will be supporting Ukraine even more, as some of his advisors are planning. So I think in half a year the situation will be totally different from what we see here now. It might be worse, but it also might be better. So I think right now NATO is the best for us, but of course I would like to see Ukraine with nuclear weapons, and just, which will prevent Russia from invading again, because, who wants to attack the nuclear superpower? No one. So we need to become one, ideally. We need to, restore the balance of the forces that was in 1991 or 93. And get them back. It's not that easy in the modern world, especially when there are other players with nuclear weapons who want to keep us unnuclearized. That's my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's all valid. So it's great to hear that there is still a lot of resolve in you guys. And do you feel it's also the same kind of in society, that there is still this like that the society in Ukraine generally share your perspectives?
Yeah, I think so. Roman?
Actually, I don't know, because yeah, some of them want nuclear weapons, some of them want just being with with NATO. So mm, I haven't such data, so I don't know exactly, to be honest.
Well, I also don't know. I live in my bulb, just like all we live, and it's mostly of active, active civilians, active civil society of Ukraine, and people who see Russia as an enemy, who will never capitulate, who will never agree to any territory being abandoned. But there are a lot of different Ukrainians, unfortunately. I know of them existence, and I'm not delusional. I know that unfortunately not all of us are so resilient and so prepared. There are also
And
veterans.
that's kind of the question that everyone is trying to understand, right? Because everyone understands there's a lot of different people and so on. There is a lot of ждуны. There is, like, the boycott situation that just
Oh yeah.
recently reappeared and so on. So there's a lot of potential traitors that are still within, like, Ukrainian society, Ukrainian, like, the roots run deep. And but people really want to kind of poke and see, like, what is it like, because so far, let's be very honest, like, a lot of Europeans, especially Europeans are like some weird, especially Western Europeans. Like, let's not look at the Baltics and say that, oh my God, they never saw Russia for what it actually was. I'm kind of tapping myself on the shoulder here a bit. Anyway, but the biggest thing right now is that there's a lot of Europeans that kind of are like, man, I really wish this icky war to disappear from the news, because, like, always hearing that there are people dying. Ooh, war bad, needs to come back to peace. I mean, it's like Ukraine killed a lot of Russians killed a lot of Ukrainians. Maybe they finally can negotiate something. And that's the surface level analysis that a lot of us often, like, I'm pretty sure like half of the people in chat that are generally was like, yes, I knew this, because this is the idiocy that we have to interact daily, on a daily basis, about how people perceive this war, because everyone is just like, yeah, it's just something that is happening over there and so on. And even from the news cycles, it's kind of disappeared a little bit. Not so much from the political stage, from what I'm seeing. The new European Commission is a big player. I'm not sure if you heard. We got the main European Union defense guy is Estonian, so he is very much on point what Russia is. And the new commission's head of the foreign office is Kaja Kallas, ex-premier of
Yeah.
the of Estonia, and she been amazing in getting the message across, like explaining specifically the position both of the Eastern Europeans, and giving the perspectives into the Russian modus operandi and how they're working. So it's been very, very helpful, and it's really great that at least on this European level we're having quite a good representation. We'll see what's the coming election cycle will bring us. Right now, there has been certain changes. I'm not sure if you heard, like, there is a new government in France. Then there is the snap elections that are coming in Germany. So far, it seems that it potentially might be which is ironic, the Merkel's party coming back to power. And basically, the Merkel's party kind of looked at themselves in the mirror and is like, what did we do? So there's a grain of salt for sure, and what they can do, what they can achieve, especially where there's expectations that the far right anti-Ukrainian party will also get additional votes. But in general, we see relatively strong support for Ukraine in Central and Northern Europe for sure.
Yeah.
Do you feel it? Like, that's the question. Let's end with the question. Do you feel it?
I definitely feel it from northern part. Denmark, Norway, Sweden. It really looks like they are almost all in with us, investing into production of our weaponry. I really feel it. What about you, Roman?
Yeah, for sure. I used to hear such news, and of course, I heard from my combat fellow who injured, who used to travel to rehabilitation in Latvia, Litva, and Estonia, and they accept them very pleasantly, and they give a lot of treatment and respect, and yes, of course, maybe I could be wrong, but maybe Baltics country not as rich as like Norway or Finland, maybe, because I don't know, to be honest. But yeah, most of the time it's like Norway or Netherlands who gives us like most of the weapon. Or you disagree, because yeah, I could see you shake your head.
No. I agree. Like the Baltics are
Okay.
definitely not as rich as Finland or the Netherlands.
Yeah.
That is for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
like, don't get me wrong. European Union has brought great success for the countries. The living standards, the quality of life. I know everyone in Latvia is in. I'm from Latvia, so everyone in Latvia is bitching. But I remember the '90s. That's when I grew up. I remember the level. I remember the how do you say? Roman, were you by any chance from Kharkiv?
Yeah, I was there. No,
Yes,
but I'm from
no,
Kiev.
I
I'm
was.
from Kiev.
I
Yeah,
is from Kiev. Okay,
yeah.
no. But there is this famous market in Kharkiv. So it's like that's the level of clothing that
Uh,
it's like I'm not sure if you know. It's like
pl-
so
yeah.
it's been night and day, and now we're like actually in a civilized boys club. Like a lot of the representation is there. Like as you can see, like even on the European level, the small countries like ours, Estonia, Latvia, being represented, voices being heard. So it's been incredibly rejoining back into the European family that the Soviet Union took us from. So it's been pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get some of the questions from the chat, guys, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, but before that,
Sure.
let me ask you what you're raising funds for right now in your campaign, because you did not send me the link so I could
Yeah.
share it here on my stream. Maybe you do it now and tell us about the
Sure.
campaign.
It's just a Christmas campaign. We're trying to do ambitious because people have been always asking. We've done a lot of these campaigns, like 20, 30,000 and so on, and this community has been pretty great for that. But oftentimes it would be like we finish one campaign and then we wait until another campaign, and then I try to veto. We prepare all the material. So instead, we're trying this new kind of approach, trying some kind of a bigger campaign that maybe we will do for 2-3 months. This time is for 250,000. We want to get. We're working with Car for Ukraine. We want to get 25
Nice.
trucks to the Ukrainian armed forces.
Damn.
I believe they are going towards the unmanned aerial systems forces.
Yes.
Potentially, that's the primary ones, and at least one of the truck is actually going to some of a guy from my family, from my wife's side, that is right now also going on the front lines. But thankfully, not like in the front lines for now. Though, as far as I understand, it can happen pretty much any day.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the campaign. And again, guys, this stream,
Okay,
like
I'll
you're
find
not
it
appearing that
myself.
often. Yeah, do that. I mean, just look in my chat, like moderators. Like, by the way, can we say thanks? Can you guys say huge thanks to the moderating team? I'm not
Oh,
sure if you're
yeah.
familiar. So we have an amazing, like, on our community, like moderating team on our community. If you haven't interacted with Ali, Newman, Katie, Kathleen, and everyone else, Mark, and so on, and Callus, sorry, yes. Oh my God, like, yes, all the names. And Trevor, Travis, sorry. Oh my God, Trevor, Jesus Christ. Yes, so everyone, thank you so much for their moderating team.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you a lot, because you're sitting somewhere behind the camera and nobody see you, but you're doing an amazing job.
Yeah, like at least half of the community, like they're preparing the fund, like all of the fundraisers works, all of the
Wow.
like communication, because I've been doing like essentially my main job before. Like I'm not, well, I'm now finishing my main job, and I'm going to be doing this more full time. But beforehand, because I was working for like 110 hours a week, I didn't really have time to also additionally do a lot of these fundraisers and so on. So I was like, okay, this is where the moderating team is helping me a lot, and people just don't know that. That's why I always try to underscore just how important they are in helping Ukraine. And a lot of them also have the stake in Ukraine. They also have relatives and friends that are fighting on the front lines. So huge shout out.
Guys, just look at this. They already raised 38,149 euros out of 250. For how long that campaign has been going, Georgie?
Oh, it's like 2 weeks or so. Like it started basically when Jake's his another million has been concluded. Jake is a crazy one. Like the way that he is the way to people and so on. Because I have a way with people. Mostly it's the wrong way. People really get like discouraged when it's like, oh my God, Georgie, like, can you please, like, it's like whenever you come to my stream, you always like gonna roll a die. So either you get a good Georgie and he's gonna say the things that you like, or he's gonna just like you get like neutrally angry weird Georgie that he's just gonna yell about all the different stuffs, or you get the third one, Georgie is gonna be mad about the thing that you like, and then you're just gonna get really upset, and you're just gonna get like, man, like I cannot listen to you anymore, unsubscribe. That's it. That's like every time you get one of the others. So and people kind of get it's like, okay, I get used to it.
Sounds like an invitation, dude.
It's great.
Because
join. We have great time every time we're having stream. We're having
like
great times.
I'd like to see you in different employ. You know, it sounds.
It would be cool. Guys, if you have, gonna quickly ask rollers if they have the means to support your campaign too. Please do that. I think you're getting something as always for donations over 100 euros, right? Is it a patch?
Yeah, we some of like our moderators, by the way, moderating team have designed a specifically for this campaign, and it's a patch. There's also some pins, I believe.
Just like on our campaign, we're also doing the Car for Ukraine campaign now with rollers for 2 cars, and we have the same pins, but you also have this awesome patch, pretty cool patch.
It's one that was the starting one first that we did with NAFO. They've sent me some of the patches, so I'm hoping that Christmas stream I will the other way. Christmas stream I will give this away, guys. So if you will be on Christmas, somewhere around Christmas, around my channel, join up. I will give them away. We're gonna support Ukraine so much. It's gonna be amazing. That we're gonna do everything we can and more. Anyway, questions with regards to you guys. So because I can talk just too much. I usually don't shut up, and that's the issue.
Same shit.
The dude asks, how is Ukraine manpower doing, and will Ukraine lower conscription age since Russia is also using North Korean soldiers to bulk its forces up?
How the hell we know if Ukraine reduces the conscription age? You know, like, you want to know my opinion on that, or you're asking if it's gonna happen? Like, the question is if it's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna happen, and what is likely or not. I don't think that I can talk about that and say any of that. But maybe Roman wants to talk about that.
A conscription age, I believe it's like mobilized age, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think, Roman, that we should really start conscript Ukrainians from 18 years old, not from 25?
I don't know. First time on war, I was a student and I was 22 in 2015. I was student of our architectural department. I was far away from war, like party man, and I even hate any camouflage or any weapon or anything like this. And I only fight because I was volunteer, you know. And I believe any guys could fight from 18, from 20 years. It's, from my opinion, it's not a problem actually. all over the world, like in full scale war, it's always the young guys who fight as well, like 17, 18 years. But you see, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Because
We can.
yeah, because the consequences of that is pretty tough. Because, for example, guys starting from 30 years, for them it's way easier to fight against PTSD, against such affection from the war. But the men who fight from 18 or 19 years old, he has no life experience, and its effect on his whole future life. So there will be more really badly injured men in Ukraine because of that.
Yeah.
Because these people hasn't any life experience. They can't compare war experience to other, and they psychology, like resistance, ability to resistance to any stressful stuff, to death, to kill, to any of this stuff is pretty low. And that's why like I haven't like one opinion about it, because it's very difficult. The only one thing which I believe, that if you really volunteer soldiers, like in 18, even in 80 years, it's pretty okay. If you've been pushed to fight at these years, it will be a catastrophe.
Good point. I totally agree with you. This is why I did not express my opinion, because I mean, I understand that we need more men. And for example, I'm one of the men who's not fighting. I'm in suitable age, but I am honestly afraid to join the army, and I am admitting it like that. I found myself a purpose: raise funds for Ukrainian army, fight Russian propaganda. I found so many excuses not to go fight. But you know, when I see if young generation will be forcefully conscripted, it's not being a volunteer. It's different. And as Roman said, it's gonna be a totally different nation and generation. It's gonna be a whole traumatized generation of young men. Not our generation. We're with Roman, we're from one generation, but people who are these days 18, 20 years old, 22, they're from totally different generation. And our generation is already in a big trouble because of this war, because of Russians invading us and committing genocide against us. But so I think what our government and presidential office doing, except for the populism, they are also taking care of some generations not being like directly affected by this war. Not like the PTSD of living in cities being bombed, you know, and being struck by shaheeds or missiles, but also really being engaged in combat. And as Roman said, that generation, that age, the brain, did you know, guys, that brain is fully forming only around 25 years old? So people who are below that level, the brain doesn't have all the mechanisms to fight stress. And of course, PTSD is a huge stress for the brain, for the body. So yeah, I totally agree with that. You know, I also want to mention Fuzzy in the chat here, saying next, Rick, if you're not scared, then there's something wrong with you. Absolutely no shame. Every time we head to the front, everyone is scared. The fear keeps you alive. So Fuzzy is a soldier who defends Ukraine. He serves in the Foreign Legion mortar unit. He sent me a cool photo that I'm going to show later on the stream. It is connected to the mortar. And we actually just yesterday started a fundraiser for him for the car. We need 400,000 hryvnias, and it is being raised separately from the campaign we have with Roman, from the campaign we have with Car for Ukraine. I am doing it through my PayPal. So guys, if you want to contribute to that fundraiser, you have a chance to get this patch. This patch is actually of the military force that is connected to the Foreign Legion. It is actually above the Foreign Legion of Gur, because this is the Gur patch. Now, I get this one not from Fuzzy, I get an awesome one from him, and it's going to be the next one. Now, but this one is from one of the Kraken soldiers who are also the part of the main Directorate of Intelligence. So if you want to buy tickets for this patch, $10 for one ticket, you can buy as many of them as you want. Rollers, I still see no donations on my PayPal. What happened? Today is a day of the rant stream, and that means a regular fundraiser, and you still haven't donated. So please do. And if any of your community Georgies wants to get tickets for this patch, I hope it is allowed here to,
I hope
to promote my raffles.
It's not.
It's not allowed.
Yeah, it's an unsanctioned lottery, so I cannot really promote it.
Yeah. Okay, then let's promote what's allowed. It's our campaign with Roman.
So if you're on the stream, yes, like
I am.
close your ears.
I'm talking to my stream. Okay, I'll just close the camera and
Yes.
we'll.
It's Ukraine for you. It's Rick the Ukrainian for Ukrainians only.
Really? That's some fascism there, Georgie. But
Yes.
okay. You probably take it as a competition. I take it more as a teamwork. So thank you
Yes,
for doing your
it's like-
fundraisers, man. I know that
No,
you're
no,
probably
no, we're
joking,
gonna do everything.
or maybe not.
What do you mean? What do you mean joking? No. It's like it's actually unsanctioned lottery. So no, you cannot really do that. Like it's punishable by law. Yes. Anyway, you guys, I think hit the nail on your answer because it is extremely crucial to understand what kind of Ukraine are you fighting for, right? A lot of people have asked. A lot of it was with regards to different things, but in general, still, it's like we want Ukraine that is free from Russia. But the questions are, what kind of Ukraine are we fighting for, right? Because I'm pretty sure no one would want to have Ukraine where, like, I don't know, Zelensky is basically like your own local Tsar. No one would want that. Like everyone is hoping that there's going to be some elections as soon as the war is over, and then you will elect your representatives that you want. And the same also goes on the social level. Like, do you want to fight Ukraine where the generation that comes after you is essentially all traumatized and is struggling with PTSD? And that's the least populous generation that Ukraine had ever. So there is like if you look at the breakdown from the 18 to 25, it's basically like a huge narrowing. There was this birth contraction during that certain period, and that is now there. So you're absolutely right. It's important what kind of Ukraine is going to be the winner of this war. So it's critical that people that will be traumatized the most should be preserved and only as a last resort. But I'm going to ask a couple of hostile questions. Will you allow that?
Sure.
Okay.
Just let me know if promoting our NAFA truck campaign is sanctioned or unsanctioned here.
That's fine.
That's fine. Okay, so I will ask you at some point later, maybe show it on the screen. The patches are just awesome, and I wanted to talk about them, but let's go for questions.
Yes, the hostile questions.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if you've seen recently the videos by Marcus on with regards to what happened with the 47 Brigade. People in the chat probably didn't see. It's mostly been in Ukrainian, but it flows together with a lot of other things, like with the recent reports about the torture inside of Ukrainian armed forces. Also the a lot of dirty work, the fact that the commanders of a lot of brigades, a lot of the higher up officers, instead of being dismissed from the army, instead get promotions.
Yep.
There's been huge talks about the fact that incompetence and false reporting is prominent to no end. And usually we don't talk about this on my channel because we are Westerners. I'm talking with the Westerners. There is no point for me to talk about that this is a Ukrainian thing. But there has been a lot of discussion about this lately within Ukrainian society. I've heard some of the experts, like what was his name? The one that runs the Come Back Alive Foundation. Oh my
Taras
God,
Chmut.
Chmut. Yes, Chmut talked about this, and like he talked about like what is relevant. Then there was a lot of other guys, like very high-ranking ones, also been talking about these. So my question to you, like especially Roman and Rick, for you also seeing it very up close, what are these problems? Is anything being done? Because I think a lot of people get really, really frustrated and discouraged when they see that, and this is what actually Butusov also said. He said that manpower and conscription of 18 to 25-year-old doesn't really solve anything if the army that they're going to get into is basically using them as garbage or as a fodder, and they're not really being trained and they're not being anything. So it's a difficult question, hostile one, but I'm hoping you can spread some light on it.
Well, I quickly say that I see a question here, not a question, but a statement here in the chat, in my chat. Giancarlo says, yes, Rick was with one of the first ones talking about that publicly. So yeah, I constantly talk about it on my streams, even like, I don't know, I started talking about that half a year ago, corruption in Ukraine, problems in the army. The army reform is what I'm talking about since Ternenko started actively encouraging Ukrainians, demanding the army reform. It was like 2 or 3 months ago. I have so much to say, but I think I want to listen to what Roman thinks first before I dive into my rant, because I'm really frustrated and really angry what is being done and how no proper changes are happening. Roman, what do you think?
Yeah, I think you see, friends, we fight not only against Russia on the front line, but we fight against Russia agency and like special agents deep inside Ukraine. Because yeah, we stopped being in Soviet Union in 1991, but still, even in 2014, we had the president who ran away to Russia, and he's like totally Russian, like puppet, and it means that in Ukrainian army, in Ukrainian government, there are lots of Russians people who just have a lot of connections, a lot of power, and they like penetrate in such system, and it's pretty hard to get rid of them. It's like it's really tough and long way. It's like fighting against system. We have a problem with corruption. Yes, we have problems with the commands. Of course, we have problem with our allies who afraid of escalation. Yes, of course, we have such problem as well. We have problem with Russia on the battlefield because they even some guys from Africa joined them. Not so spread, but like I've seen video from my combat fellows who fight against like black people on the front line who fight on Russian side, and we have problems against North Korea and the Iran missiles. So it's not like so obvious. Like war, it's just something black and white. Like front line, there's ally, there's enemy, and period. That's all. It's way more difficult, and also policy, and also we depend on the Western supporters, and it's like battle. You see why this war is so tough, because it's a battle on all the level we have, like all the society level, all economy level, politician level, financial, diplomatic, military, like everywhere we like keep on fighting on every level which you can just imagine. That's why it's so long, that's why it's so hard, and that's why, for example, me or Rick, we only find those soldiers who really fight on the battlefield, and we bring help exactly to this soldier. We don't bring like help or cars or drones to some like some brigade. We give it exact to those soldiers who we know they fight on the battlefield, and this is the only way how to help exact those guys who really need it. This is my answer.
Yeah, but it doesn't really help, like when something that Marcus has described, when some of the brigade commanders just suddenly, oh, you have a car. Well, now I have a car.
Yeah.
So the issues are there, and I'm kind of gonna answer a little bit to kind of my own question here, and I'm gonna say, guys, that watching on my stream, especially the English speakers and so on, listen. Ukraine is a country that is also having their own internal issues. Like we are also having our own internal issues, right? Every German can easily look at themselves in the mirror and look at the state of the Bundestag and say, like, is this like the real armed forces? Do you think that they really can protect you? And pretty much everyone can look at this. Like, war is a big test. Like, it's when all of the dirt, all of the untightened screws,
Yeah.
all of the things get stress tested and they break. And the unfortunate truth is that because it's war, the cost of it is human life, and that is the situation that Ukraine is finding themselves in. So all of these rarities that were well hidden behind the facade of a changed army, where there was like this part of the military force that was nice and professional. Now it got exposed as the parts mobilizing, and the system is struggling to adapt, and it's definitely a fight for Ukrainians to have. And beyond that, we also see that certain movements are happening. You mentioned Sternenko, Rick, and Sternenko did meet with a lot of other bloggers with Syrskyi, right? So we can clearly say that at least the message was delivered. Because if you probably know Sternenko, I'm pretty sure he said to his face.
Well, I know that, but the thing is with Sternenko in that meeting, that was him actually backing off. And unfortunately, it was not a victory for Sternenko to meet Syrskyi. It was a loss. And it's my opinion. I think he was told to keep it less heated and to, shake hands with Syrskyi. And Syrskyi was told the same, to, just order Sternenko like that. It was a very bad move. And he was told to, in my opinion, to keep it, to just settle it all down. Both of them were told.
Well, that message didn't really come across. I'm not sure if you watched some of his latest videos, but he's been ripping into the command.
He's not saying anything about Syrskyi personally. Did you notice that? Because in the video before that meeting, he said Syrskyi ordered me, and I think Syrskyi is not a person to lead this army.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
He said that.
Can you put a point into that? So, but because Sternenko was talking extensively about it.
Yes, he's talking about the army reform, but he's not talking about Syrskyi anymore. He never mentioned Syrskyi after that meeting.
Interesting.
So that meeting...
we should ask this question to him.
Yeah, exactly, but that meeting, in my opinion, was a humiliation to him. And Sternenko is someone who I admire, who is basically a role model for me. He's not perfect, definitely. He is, though, doing a great job. He's one of the leaders here in Ukraine. Some people in Ukraine say maybe there are some political forces behind him, and he's working for the president's office, Yermak and stuff like that. But I doubt that. I think he might be too radical for that, and he is really the voice of the army right now, calling for change. And that change has been, we see that the office of the president, Syrskyi and his team, they are trying to firefight the critical situation. They are trying to come instead of a division system, they are going to the core system, which is we're not sure if it's going to be more effective, but I don't know if it's going to be less effective than division system, but we need the division system. So it's like half measures, Of course, the transfer from one unit to another has already started in Armia Plus, which is Army Plus, the app. You can do it through the app, and it started working, and a few thousand people were already transferred from one unit to another. And it really avoids some corruption that is very... like everywhere in those processes, in that bureaucracy, there's corruption everywhere, and you basically can do nothing in the Soviet army, which is a Ukrainian army right now. The thing is, our army was indeed less Soviet while we had Zaluzhny, because with Zaluzhny, there was a possibility to build the horizontal connections, not only the vertical ones. A lot of surgeons like Marcos, for example, they were able to meet the commander-in-chief and propose their ideas, and he was open for those ideas. I don't see anything like that with Syrskyi and his team. And what is growing even bigger right now in our army is that the incompetence, the lack of leadership is encouraged, and people are being promoted exactly for being ineffective, because one of the ways to get rid of the bad commanders is to promote them. That's how it works in Soviet army. Unfortunately, that's what Marcus is talking about in his videos. I watched all of them. I believe him at 90%. I think 90% of what he says, at least 90%, is truth. He might be lying in some small details, but he describes the exact image of the Soviet army that is unfortunately thriving right now in Ukrainian army, and that those just gray, I don't know how call that, Ivan Mikhailovich Shalomaha, but people without a talent who are very, very damaging and very, I don't know the word, definitely don't know the word in English, how to call it, but it's when the person wants to, cares only about themselves, selfish, yes, but also like very backstabbing and so low, like really low in all of their emotions and motivations. So this is the image of the of the promoted, very successful career officer of the Ukrainian army. The problem, what is the problem? Even Russians started punishing the high command, but not us. I think the biggest reform that we need is to really provide some justice. Also, not justice, but responsibility for the commanders. That's the word. We need to provide responsibility, because this is the first reform that can make any other reform being effective. Because right now, for ineffective actions, ineffective work, our commanders are not being punished. There's not a single punishment for commanders for losing their personnel in some stupid suicidal mission, or which happened a lot of times, with Sodol. Have you heard of Sodol, by the way? Georgie, you've heard of Sodol, right? And you know that he...
Yeah, of course.
Sternenko even, not invented, but he's using the term Sodolshina, which basically describes all of this shit in our army right now. This person represents the commander of this unfortunate, the image of our army. So that's the situation. I really hope we did not miss the moment to transform our army, because right now the front line is crumbling more and more with every day. The defense is being less solid. I think you keep looking at the map, and on Deep State map, it's all visible there. And they also describe the situations on some of directions, with some of villages, what is currently happen in some of the places where Russians are able to just enter villages easily, and only on the way back, when they landed the infantry on their armored vehicles, only then they start being attacked. So there are problems with communications. On the front line, there's a lack of personnel, there's a lack of proper command, and I think that's the main problem. Lack of proper command is leading to huge advancements of Russians and pretty more and more success of their movements there every day. Of course, it goes with huge losses for Russians. But as we learned in these 3 years, for Russians, it's nothing. Even for those Russians who are being killed there, they will meet their destiny with great pleasure. Like, they would love to die for their country. And thousands of them, hundreds of thousands of them being killed. And we were wondering, remember how in 2022 we were wondering, oh, how many more 1,000 people will it take for them to stop? I think even 4 million will not be enough for them to stop, because it's not about the number of Russians being eliminated on the battlefield in Ukraine or in Kursk Oblast. Sorry, this monologue is pretty long, but I have a lot to say. On Wednesday I do rant streams, so that's my rant to you today, guys. If you liked it, send a donation to our campaign with Roman. We're raising funds for 4 NAFO trucks. One of them is going to be medevac, also 3 generators, and 3 Starlinks. We have awesome patches there. If Georgie is going to be kind and show them on the screen on his stream, I would be really grateful. If you need the link, once again, no, you're not showing it.
No, I'm not switching the screen. Like, this works for now. I'm afraid that if I touch something, it's just going to break. So we are where we are.
Okay. Okay.
The only thing I can do is this 90s grandpa, and I can show it on the phone or something.
Can you send a link to the chat and pin it there, like I pinned yours?
Yes.
Do you need the link once again, or you will find it there?
No. My moderators are amazing. They're
awesome.
The best.
Mine are too. Thank you, my moderators. You are fucking awesome. Because Georgie's already complimented his before, and I didn't do it. So, guys, thank you for your work. You do a lot. Thank you. I appreciate that.
But Roman, before we get to you, I know you're exploding. Like, I saw you. Like, you already wanted to say something. But before we get to you, a couple of words for people that don't know. So Marcus, that we mentioned, Marcus is he basically created the 47th Brigade. Like, he's a longtime veteran ever since the 2014 anti-terrorist operation that Ukraine did against the initial Russian proxies inside of Donbass. So he was one of those forces that, for example, threw Girkin out of Slovyansk. And after that, he was still fighting. And then he made a career as a public speaking figure, like a media figure. He wrote a quite successful book. And after that, he wanted to bring in some kind of he obviously started fighting as the Russians invaded fully into Ukraine. And then he proposed the idea for this new brigade, the 47th Brigade, that we know of because they were spearheading the counteroffensive in 2023, I want to say, just to make sure that I remember
2023.
The years correctly. So there's the 47th Brigade. So 47th Brigade was prepared specifically. They were the ones that were driving Bradleys as they just appeared on the front lines. So, and Marcus was the chief sergeant of that brigade, and he was basically the kind of say one of the fathers of that. So he came out basically with a very he took apart all of the Ukrainian army system, and specifically the command of that brigade and how the counteroffensive was prepared and all of that. It's a long 7 hours or so videos. Maybe I will translate them, but I know Rick is pretty good at translating things. Maybe he will take on that. So that could be a possibility.
A lot of work.
Yes. And then the second one was General Sodel. And General Sodel was one of the generals. Was he in Kherson?
Also, yeah, he was actually responsible for the operation in Krynki, which was a suicide mission for a lot of Marines.
Yeah.
And, as Bogdan Kratevich, the chief of staff of the Azov Brigade, said, this general killed more Ukrainian soldiers than any Russian general. That's it.
Yeah, so basically that kind of a guy, like very not cool. Sorry now, Roman, I know you've been wanted to speak, so please take it from here.
Yeah, but I just hear from you the whole story about Marcus, but what's the question actually? What was the question about? Because
no, just
you retold me.
Yeah, there's just the general perspective, your perspective on the. It was not the question; it was introduction, because I was hoping you will be talking after Rick, but people just didn't know who Marcus is that we're talking about, who Sodal is. So it just warranted some explanation because we're throwing out names here, and people might not really realize it. So yeah, what's your take on the situation with the army? Do you see any kind of light at the end of the tunnel? Is there any positive changes? Like we know that Umerov met with some of the brigade commanders and some of the initiative group with regards to changes to the army, but did it work? Like, do you hear anything? Nothing secret, but maybe.
Actually, this is the big difference between Ukraine and Russia. That's if we have some public resonance, if we have something like some topic about many people and bloggers talking about, we could really change it. Even if it's a revolution should start for that. So I'm pretty calm and confident about it because of course it's a disaster talking about such unpleasant things. But yet, for example, a month ago, I forgot actually who was that, but Zelensky put on some really good commander in armed forces of Ukraine. There was 2 or 3 of them. Some of them with this famous clip when he drive BMP in the Mariupol against Russian separatists, and another, I believe, 2 guys. I
can say the names.
Bad memories.
I can say the names.
Sorry?
So he appointed as a chief of a ground forces Drapati, Mikhailo Drapati. He is the one responsible for actually stopping Russians in Vovchansk. He was appointed the commander of that operation. Very good, very respected among soldiers commander. And second one is Apostle. He's going to be commanding. Also, he's going to be a deputy of him or of Minister of Defense, and he's going to be responsible for training of the soldiers, for increasing the quality of training. Apostle Drapati, and there was a third guy. I think you might be talking about him. I forgot the name. A few days ago it happened. Yeah,
the one
continue.
that drove BMP was Drapati.
Drapati was the one, yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Rick, because my memory...
No problem.
Sucks. So something this is on top of this bad news. This is very, very good news actually, because such a good guys have a lot of power and have a lot of possibilities to improve a lot of changes, a lot of good changes, and just get rid of all the post-Soviet system guys.
Yep.
But of course, a lot of annoying stuff happens, and it's tough. But from the other side, you see how I'm thinking. Like, what other choice do we have? Like, okay, just say okay, just stop fighting against command or against corruption or against the Russians. Like, we have no other choice. This is about to survive. This is about to survive in the whole nation. So, yeah, we have a lot of problem, and step by step, we fight them like all the people who have some power or opportunity on their level, they fight against that. We didn't mention, for example, people in Ukraine who live their best life during the war. We have such people in Ukraine. So if we only pay attention on such thing, we will never win the war, because we have a lot of young people who just hanging out in the clubs or restaurants and just do nothing. They don't care about war. Yeah, this is also true. So what's now? Just leave the front line or run away to Poland or Czech Republic or somewhere, or live in Bali in Thailand. It's not the answer. We have problems and we fight them. This is all.
Yep. By the way, Mikhail Drapate already put out a strategy, what he is planning to do in the army, and that includes most of the points that both Sternenko and our soldiers, both, that a lot of people on top of that are saying. So it seems optimistic, but the problem is system will always fight back, and this Soviet corrupt system will fight back, just like in Marcos's videos. It was destroying the brigade from the inside. It will try to destroy all the plans for greater changes, but we have no other way. Just like Roman said, what the fuck else do we have to do? We need to try and beat that system and really reform it. But changes must be systematic, not reaction to some separate cases, like when they are trying to when we start screaming about it, the Ukrainian society starts screaming about some shit. And you see, the problem is with Sodol, for example, he could be really they could fight this fire and really calm down the Ukrainian society by bringing Sodol to justice. Instead, they decided to just let him go unpunished, and actually delist from the army and don't have any responsibility. So that's a big issue. Never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you. Yeah, guys, that was out of a sudden, but here I have notification. Whenever someone donates to the base, Rick Ashley starts singing here, and I usually sing along. So I needed to do it. Let me finish with Sodol. Instead, our president, office of the president, government, and the head of the army, they decided not to really calm down the Ukrainian society, but just to fuck up and not show a good example, and just let the biggest butcher of Ukrainian men, military men, just go unpunished. That's a big shame. And what? We still gotta fight, and we have no other choice. Either we change or we will all be killed. Yeah, either we change or we die. So, guys, in the next 2 or 3 years, you will see Ukraine either change and win or die completely, just like in 1919. Now, but I still am hopeful, and I believe in the best. So, guys, let's fucking help our army. Let's raise funds for the trucks. So many good initiatives. Car for Ukraine, 69 Sniffing Brigade. I'm really happy that we're all working on that, because I really cannot understand some Ukrainian channels who are still not raising funds for Ukrainian army. How can you talk about Ukraine, kind of advocate for Ukraine and not help the Ukrainian army? So, Georgie, you lead by example, and I thank you for that, because you do it since 2022?
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
So good job, man. Thank you for all your work. You've done a lot of it.
Thanks to community. Like, I'm just a guy that's here on the screen, so I'm just a small cog in this all of the thing. Like, we're doing our part, but I'm not gonna let you finish on the negative.
Wait, I said I'm hopeful.
Okay. You're forgiven. Like, but But I think the third one that you thought about of the recent changes was the changing of the commander of the Pokrovsk direction. They put the Tarnavsky in as a commander of Pokrovsk.
Do you know?
That was kind of.
You think Tarnavsky is not a Soviet general?
I don't know about him, but like he has been one of those big changes. So I need to see. Like, haven't followed him closely, so I don't know that specifics.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
I also don't know if he is not a Soviet general. This is why I cannot say anything about it. If it was a positive change or just a change to make everyone shut up, you know.
Yeah, but the good part is like something that for us guys to notice about stuff is that this is kind of the same. I already talked that the difficult times for army exposes all of these problems that were accumulated, and it's important also for us to realize that it's the same principle as with corruption. You know, the country that is not corrupt, it's like, no, that's how do I put it? When there is a fight against corruption, there would be like cases about corruption appearing on all of the news, all of the media. People would start talking, discussing this. You know, there would be certain things happening, and it gives perspective. There's like, oh my God, corruption here, corruption there, corruption everywhere. But it is counterintuitive, because in reality is that like when corruption is exposed, it actually shows that there is some kind of a fight, some kind of exposure, some kind of a discussion about how this corruption needs to be fought. That's when it's good. So when there is no talks about corruption, most likely the corruption is still there. It's just well hidden. It's working as intended, and you're just living, blissfully ignorant. So in my perspective, there is also some kind of grain of goodness in the fact that these problems of the Ukrainian army, as Rick said, are being discussed, are being talked about. So we should definitely not feel discouraged. I think acknowledging the problem is the first step to kind of going towards a solution.
I 100% agree with you. And, while we keep being careful about it, while we keep silencing these problems, they will never be fixed, because we fucking need to talk about the complicated stuff. And this stuff has been talked about, guys, 2.5 years, almost 3 years of this war, and only now we start addressing these issues. You think the torturing in some crazy brigades was not happening in 2022 or 2023? I'm really happy that we see that in the media, and some maybe someday, and I think this day will come, some commander will really be punished for the war crimes they committed against their own personnel, because we have a shitload of that shit.
I'm sorry, Rick. No one is listening to you. I'm sorry. It's like my chat already lost the plot.
Sorry. My chat is listening to me, and they are agreeing to me. Since we're doing 2 streams, I'm also working for my audience. So Georgie, no offense, but
no, everyone is just ruffling right now in my chat. Like everyone just like Slava Scooter and like talking and posting the the scooter and bomb emojis nonstop. So I'm not sure if you heard about this Russian general. Like, have you heard about the news? Can you tell us a little bit for people that didn't hear about?
Roman, have you heard about the Kirillov being blown up yesterday?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Sure. Can you tell people about it, or should I?
Just rip Scooter. He died like a hero.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Scooter. Good guy. And that that Uzbek guy. Do you guys think he is responsible, or FSB is just getting some random guy and making him say what they want him to say?
I think it's definitely random. Like that's the modus operandi. If you follow any about like how Russian forces are operating, these guys, they always they find some kind of a guy to kind of put it before the camera, so he speaks, so they have someone else, and then behind the scenes they follow up and they do the proper investigation and so on. They're still doing that despite the fact that some of them are incompetent. But for the show, for the cameras, they always no, we already have it, we already caught the guy, doesn't matter. It's always been like this, non-stop.
Yep. Exactly. I want to quickly mention 2 super chats from Mercado Media there. $9.99. Roman is speaking facts. I saw it for myself in Kyiv. Did you meet in Kyiv with Andrew?
I I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. I should
I
see a
think you
photo
did
at
because
least,
he claims you
I
did.
think you might have met him.
Yeah, because the second super chat, thank you for that too, Andrew, says, hey, Roman, I hope you're doing well, bro. And when I get back to Ukraine again, let's link up again. Yeah, I can definitely help you with that if you need help. If you link up yourself, no problem. But yeah, it would be awesome if you someday go to Andrew's stream too, because, damn, man, you should... I mean, you have so much to say and so much experience to share. So if you have time for that. Okay, Georgie, it seems like I interrupted you there. Did I?
Always.
That's
It's
my
always
style, you know?
It's always you. Even when you're not here, I still blame it on you, and I will be blaming it more from here.
How easy
I
it
only
is, right?
I mean, like, if it's your fault, it's your fault, man. You know, you need to take one on the chin.
I can do that, no problem.
Big question, right? Let's change the tone completely. Big thing came in, I would say even flew in, like blowing everyone's up, like especially Russian buttocks went completely on fire. The F-16s. What's up with F-16s in Ukraine? Because recently we've been hearing that Ukraine just doesn't have pilots. Why no Western pilots are coming in to fly for Ukraine? Why Ukraine is not searching? Have you heard anything about this? What's the issue?
I haven't heard anything about it. Roman, you?
No, me neither.
Well,
and I actually believe there could be a lot of false information just in purpose spreading. We have no pilot. Oh damn! And Russia just celebrate and we shoot them. Like should they? So if I'll be on the instead of commander, I'll use such strategy. So I believe it's just smart way. Just to say, oh, we have no weapon, we have no pilot, we have no such thing. But maybe it's true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It can, it just like, I think we definitely have problems with the lack of pilots. But also I heard in the news, or even Zelensky mentioned it at some point, No. Andrew Mercado says, guys, 50 memberships is like $200. No. On my channel, one membership is $1, so it's $50. Thank you very much, Dr. Tuso, for 50 gifted memberships. But yes, I heard that our problems were causing problems. Our partners were causing problems. Oh shit! Yeah, I actually consider a lot of our partners our problems. Especially, I apologize to all Americans who love Joseph Biden, but guys, I unfortunately after year 2023, I don't respect that grandpa, and he is the problem of Ukrainian victory. So anyway, a lot of our partners seem to be given problems with training, delaying it, making it hard. So yeah, we might have the lack of pilots, just like we have the lack of Patriots and lack of F-16 and no THAAD systems. So yeah, a lot of stuff is happening, and you see I'm more positive now. I'm even... shit, who am I kidding? I'm hysterical. Anyway, thank you everyone for your activity in the chat. I'm reading the messages, but I want to stick to conversation. This is why not really transferring many questions for Georgie or guys. By the way, did you have any questions for Georgie? Because I did not see them in the chat. I mean, his chat is huge. Look, 900 people talking there and asking questions.
Everyone's just posting scooters, yeah.
Yeah, you see, mine started posting them too. Oh shit, guys, I love you all. We also are not always that serious here on my streams. We giggle, we talk about the shortless men. I was about to say manless shorts. Remember? No. It's about Andriy being, get in. We had a Ukrainian soldier here on the stream. He was in a hoodie. Like, he turned off his camera and he got back only in his t-shirt, and then he turned off the camera again, and Roman was like, "Hey, Andriy, I thought you're gonna come back shirtless, considering how you every time you're coming back, you're one thing, one piece of clothes less than it was for you before." Okay, Georgie, more questions to Roman?
Yeah, plenty. Oh, well, the first is a statement from me, but I need Rick you to close your ears, because otherwise it's going to trigger you to no end. I know you're not a big fan of Zelensky. So the question was that the only limitation of Zelensky, he has no military experience. He's an entertainer. He started as an entertainer. Zelensky was a manager, first and foremost.
Yeah.
He was quite successful in building a huge entertainment, I would say, like, if not empire, then like a very, very successful business.
Conglomerate, right?
Yeah. So while he did start as an entertainer and a comedian, which, by the way, nothing wrong with that at all, he has been mostly as a managerial position inside of that company. So the fact that he has a sense of humor, the fact that he's short and funny, should not really take you away. Like, whenever, especially if you read about his managerial roles and how sometimes he was pretty tough as a manager to work with. So not fully truly statement, and you should definitely look more into Zelensky's career and what he did.
Man, you did not get me triggered. I actually, you won't be able to do it so easily. Okay, you will, but I won't tell you how. Anyway, I just want to say that I respect him for the foreign policy, foreign work, how he all does that. It's amazing. The Churchill way, right? But inside of our country, he made so many mistakes, and he, made some systematic mistakes, especially with his team and with, valuing loyalty over professionalism. That's a big issue. Valuing loyalty of his corrupt deputies over professionalism of other people who are not loyal, who might not be loyal. He doesn't know. He knows only these guys who are loyal. And that's a problem. This is why a lot of Ukrainians are angry at Zelensky. I still think he is the best version of the president that we might have at this point of time. And he did fantastically. So here are more compliments for Zelensky from me, huh? Sorry, Rick, I adore Zelensky. Just Jamie, you don't live in Ukraine. Of course you adore Zelensky. But if I tell you about all his fuck-ups inside the country, you might adore him a bit less. He's amazing. He's an amazing public speaker.
I'll just remind everyone that as soon as the war was over, Churchill was just completely booted out, no chance, absolutely thrown out of the power right after the war ended. So the fact that there is a war leader that can do something, the war leader also accumulates a lot of the internal spite. So you should not be surprised by it if we're looking outside into Ukraine. So that's kind of part of the deal. Nothing unusual about here.
Exactly.
Unless Roman, right? Unless you think that we're all wrong and Zelensky is actually the God Emperor that's coming to save us all.
What do you think about Zelensky? By the way, Roman, I don't think I ever asked you. Do you like the guy?
Time to get triggered.
Next question.
Nice one. I want to thank everyone who donated to our campaign, because there were a few donations during the stream. Thank you guys. I hope you got the patches. By the way, Georgie, did you see the patches? What is your opinion on the...
which patches? Sorry.
Follow the link.
A lot of patches. Ukraine Matters patches. Join our Christmas stream. Get all of the patches.
Yeah, guys, join Ukraine Matters Christmas stream. Those that are on campaign.
I'm going to even include a thank you note.
Ooh, wow.
To one of the patches.
From Jake himself.
Anyway, yes. I will check out patches in a second. But guys, something while you can discuss in the meantime is the question is what's it with Ukrainian? Like the question was about towed artillery, but I think more interesting aspect here is like what's with the Ukrainian internal weapons productions. Obviously, you cannot share any details or anything, but do you see that Ukrainian owned weapon producers are getting up there, like they're able to compete and even produce? Like maybe you've heard with the guys from the military, are they getting local produced equipment and so on?
As for FPV drones, 100%. I hear a lot from the soldiers. For example, Nord from Azov. I was talking to him last Friday during the NAFA truck handover event, and he said, "Oh wait, it was not him. It was another FPV unit commander." But he said that actually we are getting a lot of drones Ukrainian produced. Drones that are of good quality. We just need to give some additional equipment for them to kind of do some adjustments. But it doesn't go for the drones that Sternenko is providing. Sternenko, for example, is fully equipping them, even giving them a боеприпас in English. How is it?
Ammunition.
Ammunition piece, like a grenade or explosives, attaches it to it and prepares it completely. So, and their drones brand is called Rusoriz, and those are of outstanding quality. Also, Diki Shershny, the Wild Hornets, pretty awesome brand. And we were raising funds once for them and provided 46 of them to Azov. And they even shown me the video that I forgot to show you guys. But man, the scale of production is right now enough to actually provide most of the FPV units with FPVs. Yes, they need to reprogram them, set them up for different frequencies, the ones that are used there, because they are usually coming in standardized, and also. Yeah, so FPV drones, it's pretty good right now, and the government is financing it, so we're in a good situation with FPV drones. And if you see someone raising funds for FPV drones in Ukraine, it's pretty rare these days. I don't see it much. Like, it mostly is provided by the government and Sternenko. Basically, yeah, just Sternenko and the governmental finances. But as for the missiles, I think Zelensky and his team are doing a lot of propaganda. Not that many missiles are still used, but they're saying like we started producing our missiles, and we are doing ballistic missiles and Palyamnitsa drone. Look at them. Let's make a good video. But in fact, we still are not on the level to produce enough of them. In my opinion, that's what I read from in different sources here in Ukraine, and that's what I obviously see by the number of strikes, successful strikes and stuff like that. And we all see that. But I also want to ask Roman what he thinks about that.
Man, I have no like data about how many weapons we produced and how many weapons we bring to the battlefield, so I can't comment this.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I believe that one day we will only hope and count only on our producing, and we will never depend on either Western supporter give us something or just give us nothing.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's how it
That's
should
all what
be.
I can say.
But there's a long way to get there. Yes, we need to get there. We need not to rely on a single partner of ours in the future. Ideally, we need to produce everything ourselves. But the problem is, you heard the scandal about the Ukrainian mortar shots lately, right? Did you, Georgie?
Yeah, but it's a single case. It's like there was like a batch that was poorly created, and they got moisture into these how do you say, what is the powders like that needs to so they got moisture in there.
Uh-huh.
So it's a poor process or like some defect in process. that is a little bit of a unheard of. It's like it doesn't show for me a systemic problem. Like, is it a problem of production and so on and quality control? For sure. Should it be fixed? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But is it something that can just happen without any malicious intent, and it's just like a part of the error because everyone is trying to push out volumes instead of quality? Yeah, absolutely. Like, that's what you get. That's like when you're saying is like we need to have a lot more weapons produced. You're saying let's push out bigger volumes, and everyone that has at least once been in any production floor or any production planning tells you right away, as soon as you push production volume to the max, it's going to raise the error percentages. For me, it was like where is the problem? Like, is it an issue? Yes, but like stating is like, oh, our production industry is falling apart. Well, I'm sorry, but data doesn't tell that.
They were the consequences, like how they started treating that issue. They were not really good, and they started lying, then giving the wrong numbers. And you know what is happening right now? By the way, what Strenko is talking about. The supply of drones from the government stopped on some directions, like Pokrovsk, like Kurakhove. That's the big issue. I wonder why it is happening. No data about that yet. Maybe you heard something, some rumors at least.
I haven't heard of it, but I know that the drone, like, we always need to, like, the problem is that we don't have full data, right?
Yeah.
Like, as much as you don't like Syrskyi, I know you don't like. I respect him for his tactical prowess. Like, there is definitely, I think, potential improvement in how he builds his command chain, but I'm not a military guy, and more importantly, I don't have the depth of information to give like qualified multi-layer judgments on like whether his strategy to win the war is beneficial or not. But what we do know is that Syrskyi has been delivering certain things that were good. And as any kind of general that has been kind of, and good high-level experts have been stating as well, that Ukraine does need to have certain reserves, and potentially they're planning certain operations to execute, like, I don't know, something like Kursk.
May I ask you to mention the things that he was delivering that were good?
Kursk.
Kursk. Besides, of course. Like, what else?
It's like, what do you mean? It's like it's been huge victory. Syrskyi came in to the front line when he had zero resources. Like, if you remember, he came in specifically during the period when US supplied jack shit.
Okay,
so
but you said multiple things. You said multiple things. Kursk. What else? Can you
the
tell
discussion?
us?
Like, who appointed the Drapate right now? Like, is it not Syrskyi?
I think Zelensky was the one appointing him.
I mean, Zelensky signs off, but like he's still the general.
Well, okay. I think there's a lot of political will in our, like, our presidential office can actually make appointments in the army. You did not know that?
That's a good question. I need to follow up on that. But the fact that Syrskyi took his time to, for example, meet with Sternenko, I mean, by judging how you stating that he was absolutely destroying Sternenko, he was like absolutely demolishing the guy. I was like,
he was
props to Syrskyi to absolutely winning the public campaign. It was just a
political move, and it's a typical political move that is done to just.
But he's not a political guy. That's the point. Like, you're painting him like a controversial image. He's like both a political genius and also an absolute fool that doesn't know how to command his army.
It's not his decision to meet Sternenko. He was told to do so. He still has a person
but you say
above
he demolished him. But you say he's demolished, like, not the fact that they mentioned. No, yeah, you did.
No,
yeah, he was like,
I said they were
absolutely
both.
His shit shoved down his throat. That's what you said.
Hey, Roman, is it what I said?
I just think maybe there are some other interesting question in the chat because talking deep inside about what politicians think. For me, to be honest, I don't like to be participant of such things because I've learned a lot of before full-scale invasion. I did real estate and I learned a lot of psychology and people's behavior and lie detection. I learned and I did a lot of such things and make money for that. And it's so hard to just sometimes to predict the regular people's behavior and the action. But when you're a politician on the high rank, and you under pressure, and you must accept some decision, it's so unpredictable. So such conversation is pretty. It's just we are Wanga. We are just witches who try to predict something, and they
right.
just let's pretend Sirski did that and Sternenko said that. But when you don't know, like when you haven't enough data and facts, how can you like said that like this is it? Like it's impossible.
It's just
for
my
my
opinion. Yeah, you're right. It's we should not. We
but
don't
based
know.
on what?
Yeah.
It's like based on feelings, or I like this guy, I don't like this guy, somebody told me.
Yeah. It's actually our beliefs and our opinions
okay.
of people. Yeah, sorry, man. You're right. We actually should
as
not
you wish, guys.
speculate.
It's your formation of talking, but I can't participate because I don't like to talk without facts. We can talk about, for example, Finland give us $20 million for some rehabilitation center. This is the fact, and this means that Finland support our rehabilitation and other stuff like that. It's true, but other thing is just, I don't know how to say it.
There's a super chat here, $522. Thank you. You know they exist, and it says next. Let's all give proper mention for Anastasia Paraskeva, because this woman is more than an angel floating through time here on Earth. Agreed? Like,
Fuck.
yeah. Why angel? She seems
Creepy.
more like human to me, but she's fucking
Dude.
awesome. I agree. But angel, man, that's too much. So, Santa, thank you also for $2 super chat. Zelensky, I don't need a ride, I need ammunition. Yeah, that was a really good take. And that, yeah, I told you, he's very good in foreign politics. So, yeah.
But I actually have some data. Roman said that we don't have data to talk about. I have data. So Zelensky some time ago promised, and everyone was shitting on him, he promised 1 million drones to the armed forces. If you didn't hear about this, that number was reached by the end of September.
It was, yeah.
So by the end of September, the promise of Zelensky that the Ukrainian armed forces will have 1 million drones has been reached. So it surprised everyone. And recent data, additionally, was coming from Russians. I'm going to give you a word for sure. Second data that's coming in from Russians was that Russians reported they shut down over the 2024 over 7,000 Ukrainian drones. So obviously they didn't shut down all of them because they shut down everything. But interestingly, the number is definitely big. And more importantly, what's more positive for everyone that's supporting Ukraine, the statistics of how many drones are there per month keeps on rising. So more booms on Russia, less Russian production, less Russian oil. Cheers to that.
Well, it's always good to focus on good things, and you definitely have an ability to do that, Georgie. And I can only thank you for that, because focusing on good things mobilizes people. Focusing on bad things is not something that I do. I just mentioned them, but I'm not focusing on them. Okay, he wants to drop the mic.
To be honest,
I need to.
Rick, to be honest, today you focus only on bad thing. I can't recognize you at all, my friend.
Come on, wasn't I ranting in front of you before?
I never see you like this before in my whole life, like today.
Do you think? Well, and how do you like it?
Hate it.
Not really, right? Maybe you won't like to come to the next streams. Well, I'm
just being a bad influence.
No, it's
like
not.
You meet a European guy, and he's like, "I'm having such a good day," and Rick is like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh."
Maybe you're provocator.
For sure. My first interaction with Greg Terry, I'm not sure if you know, and I was like, "Greg Terry, your friends are shit," and he was like, You say what?
Whoa.
So it's like, yeah, I'm making friends all over the place.
Wait.
Yeah.
No,
When was
we
it
had an
with
argument
Greg?
with Greg on the shills. We had an argument about this. Oh my God, what's his name? The Ukrainian politician. And I say that like he's a very controversial figure. Greg Terry. He's like number one. Oh my God, the English speaking Ukrainian politician. People in chat like, okay, chat, help, chat. No, stop making donations. No donations, no membership. Off with that.
There are many of them.
Who was I talking about? Who was I talking about? Help me.
Rick, do not
Help me.
not upset Roman. Well, I can upset my friend
Goncharenko,
someday
yes, thank you.
if I want.
Goncharenko.
Who?
Goncharenko.
So I said like he's a pretty controversial figure in Ukraine and with his background, where he comes from, and what he did, what he didn't do. So and Greg is like, but he's like my friend. I was like, oops.
You know, guys, I want to be myself. You should not deny me that. Sometimes I am grumpy, sometimes I'm negative. So either you accept me like I am, sometimes I can be cheery and positive and funny. Sometimes I'm an asshole and I am grumpy. So yeah, I just am not playing. I am being myself all the time. And that's it. And everyone is reacting like, oh, yeah, you can be yourself, and blah blah blah.
I'm just a loudmouth idiot that just doesn't know any better. So don't take me too seriously.
Well,
anyway, let's better talk about questions from the chat. Like I need to.
Good idea.
And less about me is known, the better it is. Talking about drones. Oh, do you have a question?
I will be back in just 2 minutes, and you ask, please ask Roman a question. I will be back.
Yeah, Roman. Do you,
Rick, it's okay. Don't go, Rick.
You lost me. Okay, you lost.
He needs to like yell in the pillow.
You lost me. I will yell in the pillow in the bathroom. Okay, real quick.
Don't do it.
Yeah. There is a question from Stephen Kaiser. Maybe this is something you heard from your friends. So there was this law that came in to kind of do some reforming on the military earlier in the year. It was, I believe, around April, May that was signed in. Some kind of a new army law, new conscription law or something. Did it do any changes to the Ukrainian military? Like, was there any impact? I'll see if I can find the specific reference.
It was some specific law about what?
Yeah, there was a law about the that came in this year, signed by Zelensky, about the conscription specifically. There was like new ways of conscription and so on. After that law, there was like a new wave of conscription as well. It was around the time when I think it was Army Plus was introduced as well. The electronic.
Maybe about prisoners who could join the army.
That was also part of the war, yeah. No, part of the war.
Because it was good. It was like it was really good and have a huge impact finally. Because for example, in the 3rd Assault Brigade, there was a lot of came a lot of guys who voluntarily want to fight fight against Russian, but they couldn't do it. And when this law was accepted, there are a lot of volunteers who really want to prove their loyalty to the country. They wasn't pushed by anybody. They just came to army and they fight pretty bravely. So such person did big impact because first of all they can start learning behave themselves among us, because we are like in third assault in Azov, we're pretty tough guys, and we can learn anybody to behave themselves, to get rid their criminal past, because uh, we know how to deal with such things. And second of all, most of them wasn't as like scary as I imagined. For example, I believe if criminals came to army, it will be. I don't know, because I have not much deal with prisoners, but in reality it was like many different men with different past, and the most important thing, they was the volunteers. And this is like the craziest guys you can find on the battlefield, and this is the person against whom you would never want to fight against, because our spirit is invincible.
Yeah, that's true. I've read some reports. Like I follow some of the Ukrainian just regular fighters. I have a bunch of those that I just follow, and like one of the message, not the message, but the post that he made was when he came to visit Azov Brigade, and he was like so surprised how kind of organized and more or less like efficient everyone is there, like how everyone talks, how everyone walks. He said, like, compared to my place, this was like incredible. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah, man, it's true. Many soldiers who like removed, how to say, removed between brigade, came to our brigade from another, to Azov or to third assault. They like actually they like in paradise. Oh, I must not do like this one, or give me permission, sir, to ask you a question, please, or stuff like that. We have not such like bullshit. We more like really fellowship, like friendly. And for many soldiers, it's something weird. They wasn't accepted. This has happened for real, actually. And this is one of the reasons why we have like so much respect between each other. And this is one of the big positive stuff which happened to Ukrainian army, because we talked about Marcus 47th Brigade Magura, which wasn't unfortunately like successfully built like this. But at least we have minimum two brigade, which is huge, and in which you can fight like a real person, and without this post-Soviet stuff. Of course, sometimes we have some different issues, but most of the time, this is really like fighter club, and I really appreciate that such like things happen to Ukraine. I just wish it could be more and more of them.
Okay,
For
cried
sure.
enough, and I listened to you while I was doing that, and damn, you're making a good point, Roman.
Really?
Yeah, you doubted that I would approve?
But I said something positive. How can you agree with me?
Well, sometimes even I do that. Come on, man. I was so positive on the previous streams.
Yes,
and
that's why this
the-
contrast is killing me.
Yeah, this is like you got to know me better now, you see. That happens when you develop your friendship. You can discover that the other person can also be negative. But I want to thank everyone who donated to our Naver Truck campaign, and I want to ask you guys to help those Christmas miracles happen this year. This campaign is big. We're raising 90,000 euros. Man, this is the biggest one I've ever done. You, Georgie, have done those for 450, but for me, top was 60,000. So 90 is something. It's like the challenging myself.
Listen,
and doing it together with Roman.
I did nothing. It's all the community, and you should never beat yourself up. Like, I don't know why, but people listen to me for some reason. Like they like me. Well, those people that haven't left my stream by now, but people like me, and that's just how it is. You should not beat yourself up if you didn't know more. This is something that I talk about with my community a lot, because there's a lot of people in my community that are really worried about Ukraine. They really care about how this war is going. They really care about the fact that the situation is not improving, that our help is not sufficient, but they don't have the disposable income, and it's eating at them. It's destroying their lives. Like, a lot of people are writing me messages saying, it's like, like, I'm trying to do whatever I can, but it feels like I'm not doing any impact. And my answer is always the same. It's in a war this big, there is no action that is small. Like, we all have our own small an action that we can do. The fact that people are not in position, that they have disposable income to donate, should not be feeling discouraged that they cannot donate, because you can do a lot other things even for free. Write your direct representative, write your politician, remind that Ukraine is important. This is especially crucial right now, as the media is not covering Ukraine as enough. So it's only on our shoulders to keep this going, keep the support for Ukraine going. So it's crucial that we stay committed to what we are doing. So the fact that you might not have the biggest fundraiser, I don't have a biggest fundraiser. You're stating here is like, compared to Jake, I'm like toddler. It's like I can barely scratching the surface. It's not about who gets more. Like, it's not about pissing or dick measuring competition. Who does more?
I'm not
It's
talking
about
about that.
doing. Yeah, it's about doing like some kind of a small part. So I think if you're beating yourself up that your biggest campaign was like 60,000, man, that's a lot.
I'm
That's
not
really a
beating
lot.
myself
You're doing.
up. I am.
Yes, you are. I see. You're crying. You're beating yourself up.
You're
No,
a
but
gaslighter, man. Like, really.
yes, I am.
Like,
I
you're
am.
a
I'm
fucking
awful.
gaslighter. I hate this shit.
Yes.
Really,
Anyway,
I am honest with you.
Yes, thank you. But like, seriously, you're doing a great job. That's why I'm just like a little bit saying huge thanks to you, Rix, for what you're doing, and it's incredible. Like, and I enjoy your streams, and you should do more of what you do, because all that matters is that we support Ukraine from one aspect or another.
Thank you for the compliment. I'm not discouraged. I just feel
I just-
responsibility. You see, I take responsibility on me when I promise the soldiers the equipment, and I need to work for that. And my work is actually, yeah, it depends how fast we will close this fundraiser, or how, I used to not care, but the number of requests comes. I mean, I used to not care for how long it stretches in time. When it's time, it's time. But lately, I get. Are you okay?
No,
We can see it.
it's the gas.
Oh, yeah. No, it's coming in.
Oh.
Okay, so just to finish my thought, the responsibility is growing. I receive more and more requests, and I put them in line, and the line is growing. And I am just, sometimes I feel more pressure than I did before, because there's more responsibility. And I know that lives are dependent on it. This is why I am acting like that. This is why I'm constantly repeating about the fundraisers, asking for money. But I'm a fundraiser. I am not, I don't have too much pride to not do that, and I will keep asking. And I want to thank everyone who donated today. Guys, we're really close to our first NAFA truck. We're on 19,464 euros, and one truck is 21,000. I wonder if we will be able to reach it today. The link is in the pinned message in the chat for Georgie's campaign in my chat, and in Georgie's chat for our campaign, which we're doing not only me and Roman, but also Olenivka community. Do you know that community? No?
No, unfortunately not.
They are organizing Free Azov rallies here in Kyiv and all over Ukraine, not only in Kyiv. They are standing, and we are standing with them. Roman is visiting those rallies. I am there every week streaming the Free Azov rally. By the way, if anyone is interested in listening to the families of the prisoners of war, of missing in action, and also to just active members of our society standing there holding the signs and listen to their stories, I go there every week on Sunday and stream it, and you can always watch the recordings of that if you're not in time for stream. But I just want to advertise those types of streams I do. Sometimes it can be rain, snow, frost. I need to do it all the time. So I go there every Sunday, I stream it, and I am becoming the voice of the captives. You can also become the voice of the captives by coming to those streams or just watching that in record and being interested in that, because the stories of the soldiers, the stories of the families who are suffering, who are in pain. On this campaign, one of the patches is Free Azov patch, and it's in black and white. Georgie, do you have a guess why it's in black and white?
The what?
The patch is in black and white, Free Azov patch. Did you click the link that I asked you to click?
Yes.
So you see it, and it's in black and white.
It's not in black and white.
Do you know why is it in black and white? There's a flag that they have in US. Do you know about that one?
No.
They have an MIA.
I'll show it on the stream.
Yeah, please.
If you're gonna disappear audio, I'm blaming you again.
Okay, no problem. I will be
There we go. Oh, it actually works. Never mind.
Yeah, it worked. So you see, guys, this patch is in black and white because in United States there is. If you scroll down a bit, they're going to be on a bigger scale. Those patches. I think here they are. So, guys, the thing is with this patch is, in the United States they have a flag for specifically to support the POWs and MIA soldiers of United States. They put them under the US flag on the governmental buildings, and it's in black and white. You can, if you want, Google that one, Georgie, if you want, how it looks. But it is to support our captives. It is to, join the force that is standing for them every week. And I want to thank them all for their service and remind you guys that in Russian captivity, it's not like in Ukrainian captivity, where they are treated with dignity and respect, which they often don't deserve. Like real war criminals here in Russian war criminals here in Ukrainian captivity, they just are being pat on the shoulder and fed properly and not touched. But in Russian captivity, our captives are being constantly tortured, beaten by schedule, for fuck's sake. Every few hours they are being beaten by schedule. They are being starved, often to death. Bodies have been returned to Ukraine in the result of exchanges of bodies of captives. Russians are torturing our captives to death and then exchanging the bodies. That's fucked up. And that is a reminder. This patch will be a reminder for those of you who care of those captives. It's going to be a reminder that they are there and they need your voice. They need your support. So please support this campaign and get this patch only if you want to get it. If you don't, we're not making you do anything. As I always say, never donate your last money to these campaigns. Only some extra funds. Nothing that will affect your well-being, like foods, groceries, or the rent. No, please. We had examples where people were either borrowing money, or just donating their less money, and then they could not afford to pay the rent. So never do that.
Did someone say rent?
Rent, yeah, rent. Who designed the Free Azov patch again, Rick? It's my moderator, creative director, Andreas Lech. He's from Germany. He's good at this. Look, guys, there's Azovstal on the background of that patch, and there are storks, and that's a great symbol. Storks, they stand for... And that's one of the symbols of Ukraine, by the way. And they are flying to freedom. And that's really inspiring and great work. Thank you, Andreas. Thank you for that. Guys, you know why that patch with Roman on it says Ultimate Resistance? It's because he represents Ultimate Resistance. If you did not know, he was not only defending Ukraine in 2015, then in 2022, 2023. He also was standing on Maidan in the first ranks in 2013, 2014. And he actually witnessed people fallen, killed next to him, standing there. Maybe Roman, you want to tell about this yourself a bit?
It's just maybe what Rick trying to say. It's that the fight against Russia start not in 2022 like many people think, but actual fight starts in 2013 in Revolution of Dignity, when Ukrainian people start being killed by Russian snipers and special military who was in Ukraine from that time actually many Ukrainians start resistance against Russia, and this is explanation why we still have like a lot of controversy in government, in military, everywhere, because we try to get rid of this huge spy system, Russian system, who just invade us and try to not let us go to be freedom country.
Yep. Yeah. So, thank you, Roman, once again for leading by example and showing that ultimate resistance as an active Ukrainian, as an active member of our society. Really, I am really inspired by you, though. So thank you for that. Thank you for the inspiration and for leadership.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Third patch is Javelin, and it's because Roman was a Javelin operator, and I decided it should definitely go into this campaign.
I thought you were a sniper. Were you a Javelin operator, Roman?
Both.
Ah, okay.
Also, NLaw.
It's like in computer game. AK, sniper rifle, grenade, and low javelin, machine gun.
Yeah. So nice. Just like you had them all on your back and just like flipping, right? Just like in Counter-Strike or.
But it's pretty bad for carrying all this stuff on your back, guys.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Try not never do it at your home, because such trick was doing by real pro, I believe.
Oh, so yeah, but Roman also told me that he liked NLaw better because its targeting system was more efficient than the Javelin ones. And I think that might have something to do that we usually got not the newest models, not newly produced, but those there that have been in the warehouses for a long time. So that might have something to do with that. But I don't know. Unsanctioned lottery brought some donations, but I think I will be mentioning them once we.
Unsanctioned lottery.
Yeah. I think I will be mentioning them once we finish our conversation with Georgie. Yeah. I think we'll stay on the stream for a few minutes after that. So Georgie,
I just have a couple of questions before we can wrap up with me.
Yeah, what do you have there?
The one is from oh my god, so PM Rus 88, I guess, something. He's asking, what is Ukrainian soldiers' feedback? And I have no idea what is this for, so I'm giving as I see it. What is the Ukrainian soldiers' feedback of the Slinger Eon system? How effective are they at shooting down drones? Have you heard about that? Do you know anything about that?
Nope. Haven't heard
what
yet.
System?
Slinger
is Eons, I would guess. It's a very specific question. I don't know. I just wrote it down because I had no idea.
Well, I was happy to hear. I mean, I don't know about this system, but There are laser systems that our head of the unmanned forces 2 days ago actually mentioned. He said that Ukraine already has that weapon. It's being in use, and we can hit targets above 2 kilometers. So yeah, pretty cool. We're now in the club with probably US, Britain, and Korea, right?
Hope so.
Hope so, yeah. But he wouldn't say that without really having that weapon, right? He wouldn't lie to all of us just like that. I don't think so. I really believe Sukharevsky. I think he is a good commander. So one of the men that we needed as a head. So yeah, I see some positive changes too. Not only being negative. I'm just different. That's it. Next question, please.
Yes, and this is the last one. Stephen Kaiser asks, do the soldiers not get body armor from the military? They collect money to buy them because do they not get them from the command? Like, what's the situation on the front line?
Sometimes soldiers do that because they lose their armor. You see, the problem is you can lose everything at war. It can get destroyed. And everything is either being destroyed or lost there when you need to withdraw from positions. Roman, have you had experience of leaving things on positions because you needed to reposition? Was it happening?
Yeah, unfortunately, I have, and sometimes it's pretty bad because you're fundraising money for example, I don't know, for teplовизор, thermal scope,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for example, but it start tank shooting and bodies everywhere, part of equipment everywhere, and some of us who just been evacuate from this part and awaken in hospital 2 days afterwards, and just, oh my god, where's all my stuff? And you start asking guys, but you couldn't even find the person who bring you out of this hell. And when you ask your commander what's going on with this point when you was, and they say it's totally destroyed, and you just like, damn. And also sometimes, unfortunately, we did such suicide mission to try to find out our equipment and to get it back, and sometimes such position was under enemies, so it sometimes it's fight for drones, for scopes, for rifles, because it was money, because it was so hard for us to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes even such mission exist, and it's pretty disaster. It's pretty sad because
Yeah.
from my part it's just the money, but from the other side you can't fight properly without such equipment, and it's so tough to get money from fundraising to get it. So yes, sometimes our soldiers even die for such things and been injured just to get back the gear. It's pretty tough for me.
Yeah. And as Santa mentions here in my chat, I think guys buy better equipment online that is issued to them. We did it in the military. Yeah, that is also the case. But I think the bigger percentage of exactly the loss of equipment, sometimes government issues you some armor that doesn't fit or too heavy, and you can weight 55 kilograms as I do, and you won't be able to get along with that armor, and you will have to buy yourself some lightweight armor with some lightweight plates inside. So yeah, it's just different in different situations. I think we answered it pretty extensively, right?
Yeah, for sure. And from my personal experience, also very, very clear that things just get worn out. When the war just started, the full-scale invasion just started, my first ever donation was to a friend before I did YouTube and so on, and I donated like $20. donated to a friend that went to fight for a scope. And we got him a scope, and like 3 days later he sent us a picture with the scope completely shattered, but he says like, thanks guys so much for the scope, it caught a shrapnel piece. That's it. So there we go. It's like 3 days, the scope was there.
Yep.
There was nice, perfectly, he was ready, but it's like in 3 days a piece of shrapnel, that's it, gone.
Yep.
And all of that, it's just the nature of war, and that's why it's like it needs everything always more and more and more. So that's why it is extremely our job to continue fundraising and supporting, because the fact that what we are doing is not being covered for the governments are delivering like big stuff, artillery pieces, ammunition, new vehicles, and so on, but we as a civil society are also there to help, because we need to help save lives, and that's why it's crucial, especially now for Christmas. I think there is no better thing to do for this Christmas than to help save additional lives. A question for Roman, though. I said the last one was late, but Marino snuck one last in. He says, I have a question for Roman. Could he have chosen something completely different from being a javelin operator or a sniper? Or it's just a job in the military that you get assigned to and then you must do it?
First, can you repeat the first part? Because
yeah, could you have chosen to be a different job in the military, or is it just assigned to you and that's what you do?
no, actually, I was fight for that. It was forbidden for me to have two weapons, but at least in one fight, when I firstly destroyed the armored vehicle from Enlau, and then successfully work with sniper rifle. Only after this battle, I proved to my command that I can do both, and this is possible, because they used to say pick something one, but I just understand that one weapon is not enough. You must be flexible to survive. You can be you can just appear in one trenches with absolutely with absolutely unknown soldiers and unknown weapon, and the enemy's attack approaching, and you should be flexible enough and skilled enough to use anything against anything, because firstly such situation appear if I have 2 minutes, of course, right? Because my fellows asked me to shoot some infantry. I just run to them with my sniper rifle, just aim. There was no infantry, but 500 meters appear the enemy's BMP with infantry on the top, and they approached. And and it was situation when you firstly use a sniper rifle and then use the Enlau. So this is how you survive on the battlefield. You must be like in a real in computer game, I believe. It's true. And a lot of lucky, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you for questions.
It's a great question, guys. Great questions. If you want to hear more from Roman, like I know asking me in the chat and saying is like, when is the next stream with Roman and so on. Like, guys, Roman and Rick, as far as I understand, you guys do common streams quite often. Roman also appears on Starsky stream. So please, like, do you have any social medias, Roman, that people can follow you so to get your perspective of things? Because like I'm a guy just that talks, you know. It's like I don't have military experience, I don't have military expertise, nothing. I'm just like a talking head, and some people find it amusing to look at my jaw wobble. But what about you, the person that actually was a defender? Like, do you have any medias? How people can actually get your perspective?
Yes. With this name, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, and YouTube. A little bit on YouTube, but mostly on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, but I just started being active after almost 1 year of being in hospital, when I just wasn't do nothing. I just tried to get back my health like together. And this is the only reason why I come back, because I try to do something valuable for my fellows who still on the battlefield. So we try to fundraise to do such fundraise with the rig for soldiers, because I think I just say to myself that's enough to just lay on the hospital and just do nothing.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for being interested on all this stuff, this conversation.
Roman, I'm really lucky that he is back, and he said, okay, Rick, we need to do something. And one of the teams that we're raising funds for the truck is his guys from the 3rd Assault Brigade. It's West Side, so they're getting one of the trucks, and it's actually, so it's like a bit personal for Roman because he's helping his friends. There's been a lot of donations. Thank you guys. Especially when I started speaking of the patches, I've seen around 10 donations started coming. So thank you everyone for your donations. It's gonna be closed whenever it's gonna be closed. I'm trying to be chill about it. As for the streams, Roman wants to come. I do so many streams during the week, like around 5 of them, and Roman said I want to come to more than just one. So he also wants to do one with me tomorrow in the coffee shop here in Kyiv. We're gonna meet and do the one in person for you. So here's an announcement: if you wanna talk to Roman tomorrow and ask him more questions, come to the stream tomorrow. We're gonna be meeting in person and talking to you. We'll start around 6:30 p.m. Ukrainian time. That's it. Thank you, Georgie. Maybe you have more questions in the chat for Roman?
No. We're already wrapping up. I have this that I need to read through, so you can stick for that or not. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. I know I talk a lot. I should have let my guest speak a lot more, but that's who I am. That's the guy I am. I don't expect people to like me and so on. The most important thing is we're trying to do the best we can from whatever sides to help Ukraine. So, Slava Ukraini, guys. Thank you so much.
Slava.
Heroям slava.
Thank you, Georgie.
Thank you all the people.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Be in touch.
So, Georgie is still with us. We can talk to him.
Yes, I'm still my chat's still listening to you, but I'm gonna turn you off in just a bit second.
So
now no one can hear you. Now it's just
you can leave the call because we're gonna keep streaming.
Thanks so much for inviting me, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for agreeing to talk with me.
Thank you. It was cool to see you,
been a pleasure.
Georgie.
Yeah, and it was a great conversation, Georgie. Even if we disagree on some points, damn it.
It's all talks, Rick. Yeah. Don't worry. It's like, don't take me too seriously. No one does. Like, my chat doesn't take me seriously.
Okay, he disconnected. Now we can finish the stream, guys. So let's talk for about 20 more minutes. I'll mention your donations. Thank you for all the PayPal donations. Just give me a second. I will adjust Roman's picture there, because I can see him like trying to fit the window probably or something. Okay, turn this one off. Yeah, so you're gonna be here. So, what do you think about this stream, about these conversations, besides my negativity? What do you think? Or maybe also including that.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. It was cool to talk to Georgie. But just for your information, I'm not a big fan of like talking and gossiping of many of politician decision. First of all, because mostly I still forbidden to do such thing.
Yeah.
I'm still in army and in 3rd Assault Brigade. And second of all, I really don't like such things, even for just entertainment. It's just what you should know about me. So I pretty like to talk about something what I was witness, for example, or what we are witnesses. What's happened with this scooter explosion, for example. Such good news on so-called Russia or stuff like that. Like, this is cool. Problematic, it's also okay, but such politician and the military command, first of all, I'm really tired of being there, and I was under such pressure. So, like, it's really something emotional trigger. And second of all, when I have not a lot of data, I can't discuss. It's just more like
speculations, right? You don't like
so
them.
thank you for understanding, and this is my sincere opinion. But it was very good, and also it was pleasure to read some comments even from Georgie chat, that some people recognize me or say hi because they didn't hear or see me for half a year or a year. So it was pleasure.
Yeah, and Brawlers did a lot of compliments to you, and I hope you also seen them.
Brawlers, it's like old wolf, It's like gang because I'm so used to them for last months maybe. So it's like warm, awesome company when you always know what to expect, and it's like something different. So thank you for showing me also difference between audience. Because
the audiences are different, and mine and ours, not like mine, but like the chat on my streams and our community, our family. In many cases, we are like family here. We just
it's so cozy here. I agree with you.
Really cozy, and the best version of the family, because in many families, it could be uncomfortable. It could be or toxic, because unfortunately, a lot of families could be like that, but in a good sense of it. Like, the best part of being in the circle of the family and friends. And, man, I really am grateful to you for being honest with me about that you don't like the speculations, that you don't like to talk about politics, and especially about the military command, since you also still have the, how do you call that? You still have to be careful about that because you're still in the military and you're not allowed to discuss many things. But I just, I am like that. And this is part of my personality. Sometimes I can, I don't like to talk gossips too, okay? But I haven't been talking a lot of that before, right? That means that I'm not really that kind of a person. So I just am, time to time, I am trying to show people that it might not be that simple as it seems. In politics, it could be dirty, it could be deceiving, and I'm just, sometimes I see people wear pink glasses, and they think that the situation that happened is simple, but it might be just some political games, and I usually do it to just show the people that it might not be that simple. That's it. I'm not going to be doing that much in front of you then, since you don't like it. I will respect your choice and your preferences,
Man, it's you can talk, but you won't be like waiting for me to join, because to join such conversation, I can just be in here, I can listen, but I won't talk.
No problem. I'll keep that in mind.
That's good.
And I am not forcing you to say something or to give your opinion if you don't want to give it. So no problem. Tracy Oceanfire, thank you for 10 gifted memberships. Thank you guys for all the super chats and gifted memberships today. We still could use more memberships because it affects the emojis. And what? And yesterday we did not have that many of them. So thank you. Each membership is appreciated. Roman is like family even though we've never met, says Cass. I think for many rollers, you're a family already, Roman.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Oh, Dr. Tuso jumps in with another 50 gifted memberships. Thank you, Dr. Tuso. I appreciate it a lot. Oh, I also forgot about your 50 today. Yeah, so we had a lot of them already today. Damn it, Rick. Ungrateful Rick. It's just my memory, okay? I have a perfect excuse. I have bad memory. Just like the golden fish from the old tale. I'm not sure if it's a Russian tale. Russians probably have stolen it from Ukrainians, but there's a tale about the golden fish who was forgetting everything instantly. And sometimes my wife calls me a golden fish because I forget things pretty fast. I don't have a good memory. Rick, do we have a new record of total gifted subs in 1 month? I don't know. I don't think I have a statistics in analytics there. Oh shit, Claire jumps in and gifts 50 memberships. Crazy. Wow, Claire, did you come from Georgie's channel or is it's not the Claire that we know from Ukraine, right? It's a different one. Well, people are still receiving gifts from Dr. Tuso, not from Claire. But anyway, I wanted to mention donations that I received when I started talking about the patch, and Georgie stopped me there, and I was surprised. But it's his rules, it's his channel. If he doesn't like it, I need to respect that. So I needed to shut up about that. But this patch is on the raffle this week. Main Directorate of Intelligence of Ukraine received from Kraken fighter. I don't think it was used in combat, not dirty enough, but it was definitely used because it has scratches on it. It doesn't look like a brand new patch. So yeah, guys, the one that Kraken Soldier worn, someday you have a chance to get it this week. On Sunday, we're going to raffle it, and I think I need to make an announcement on my social networks faster than on Saturday, as I fucking usually do. I need to announce it earlier. So let me mention the first one of today. It was actually before the stream. It was a donation from David, Ukraine David, from France. It was $10, one ticket, and convincing me once again to gift the penguin to Aziza. But David, are you there in the chat? Let me know. Cantilodan says, Rick, not his rules, actually illegal where he's at, raffles. Oh, really? Is it illegal in Sweden? Really? Huh. I didn't know that. Shit. So is it legal on YouTube like everywhere in the world? Am I doing illegal stuff? What the fuck? Hey, teach me that, someone. Denmark. He's in Denmark, not in Sweden. For some reason I thought he's in Sweden. Sorry, guys. Rick, I think it was monthly, the legal situation with lotteries, etc. We have issues in UK too. It's to stop scams, but a ball ache for fundraising. So it's your local laws. We don't have such in Ukraine, so not YouTube laws. Okay, that's good to know.
Are you sure?
I am. Because you see, they're talking about the local lotteries. It's because it's a non-sanctioned lottery. But it's like your country's laws, or is it like... Yeah, anyone tell me?
Yeah, people said breaking law, breaking law.
Breaking the law. Yeah, that's a song. Breaking the law, breaking the law. Have you heard of that one?
I just remember Eminem's song "Criminal."
Yeah. Denmark law. Okay. You will get if you enter the EU. Okay. Fuck. I hope I will find a way. I will find a way to do stuff, to bypass some laws, huh? Rick, 550 memberships from me this month, excluding the 2 times they were refunded. By the way, I got the minus. I first got the money for them, Dr. Tuso, but then the next day in analytics, I had minus $50 or something. So not only your memberships got refunded, and first they kind of count into my statistics, and then they count it out. So yeah, it works differently many times. So let me mention donations. After that, there was a donation from Julie K, $50. Slava Ukraini, Heroям Slava. Julie, if you're there in the chat right now, please let me know if you want 5 tickets for this awesome patch. 1 ticket is $10, so that's how I count that. Then photograph. Before photograph, there was Willie Matt Glass, $50 for Fuzzy, his unit, raffle, and Putin Huilo. Exactly. Always Willie Matt Glass in his every donation puts Putin Huilo, Roman. He does that every time. Pretty cool. So photograph $20. Before I forget, patch raffle. Thank you. Then 30 euros from Thomas P for something. Give away raffle tickets. I don't want for myself. Greetings from Sweden. Greetings from Ukraine. Back to you. Andreas Lach, $20. The stream is good to not donate. Is too good to not donate. Keep the donations rolling, friends. Yeah, please do that. Please keep them rolling. After that, Brian R. donated $100. Raffle tickets. Great stream with Ukraine matters. Thank you. All 5. Brian, are you there in the chat? All 5. All 10 for you because he donated $100. After that, there was a donation from Johanna z Finlandii. Her nickname is that in the chat in Ukrainian. Well, kind of in Ukrainian, but spelled in English, but sounds Ukrainian. So $325. And it says next, Dear Rick, this donation is for the 9th NAFA campaign and to the Rollers Help Rollers Fund and to get some NAFA patches to Rollers. Thank you, Rick, Roman, and Georgie. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody listening. Slava Ukraini, Heroям Slava, Johanna z Finlandii. Heroям Slava. Rick, raffle tickets 50-50. As always, got it, my friend. By the way, Johanna, I will actually give you tickets for this patch for your donation. I always do it. We will put the money into our NAFA truck campaign. Roman, so $325 more into our NAFA truck campaign by Johanna. And
wow, thank you very much.
And you also get the tickets. Johanna, if you're still in the chat, let me know how many tickets you want for yourself, how many tickets you want to give to Rollers, if you want to give any of them. But anyway, I also wanted to mention that Johanna donated to Rollers Fund We have a fund, Roman, this is the information for you. So some rollers cannot afford to donate over 100 euros to get the patch. And they ask other rollers to help them with that. And other rollers just put in the money in the fund, and whoever wants the patch, I am sending the money to the campaign and send an application to them, and they're filling it in. So basically,
wow.
Yeah, for one
amazing community.
Any roller can actually fund the patches for rollers, and they can get them from kind people who want to share.
It's unbelievable.
It is. It's like this community will amaze you again many times, believe me. Okay. After that, Johanna, thank you again. After that, $30 from Donald S. without any comments. So the tickets will go to you rollers. If Donald is here in the chat and wants to get the tickets for himself, please say so, Donald. If you're there, let me know. After that, there was a donation from Tana Otterson. Rollers Fund Rollers for NAFA patch. You see, 20 more bucks to our NAFA truck campaign to the Rollers Fund Rollers. Really cool. Rick, jump. So cool. Rick, jump into Aziza's stream. Aziza is streaming now. Really cool. And next donation is from SL. $50. Put it where it needs to go. Tickets for rollers. Thank you. 5 more tickets for you rollers. Really cool. Johanna z Finlandii says Thank you, Rick. 16 tickets to Rollers and 16 to me, 50-50. You see how people are generous here. They want to share 16 tickets with Rollers. And 16 to me, thank you so much, Rick. I did not know that I could get tickets also. Yeah, it's like that. I want to share as much as I can. Well, I am not sharing. I'm just sharing the tickets possibility, even not the tickets themselves. So not much that I'm sharing. Just want to make it more pleasant to you. Wow, great stream. Love you all. Thank you, Just Jamie. By the way, Just Jamie, I am finally sending you the package probably tomorrow. The one that I promised to you more than a month ago. I apologize for that, but as I told you yesterday, I needed to make an addition. It's on Discord underneath fundraisers. Yeah, it's there. On our Discord, you can find in the fundraisers section, you can find Rollers Fund Rollers chat, and you can come there and say, I want the patch. Please fund it for me. So usually on Sunday stream, I donate the money to the Nafer Truck campaign from my PayPal and kind of put the email of the person who wants the patch, put their name there, and they're receiving the email with the form themselves where they put their address, what else do they need? They are saying what patch they want, and then they receive the patch after that. So that's how it works. Roman has all the ladies fighting for his patch, lol. Well deserved, I think. Not just born in pretty much pretty, but also kind of, well, I don't know, being an awesome human being, Roman. So it's not just the beauty of your face on that patch. It's what you represent for me, and that's the ultimate resistance, and you represent it also for many rollers. Rick, keep talking about car for Ukraine. Save me from having to eat a jar of horseradish. Okay, Roman, so to show you another campaign that I pulled myself in, signed myself in. When it was...
You start another campaign?
Yeah, I started the one for 2 trucks, 20,000 euros. So together with this campaign, I also have the campaign with car for Ukraine.
How is it possible just start few campaigns at the same time?
As I told you today, and I told this to Georgie also, I have so many requests and so many offers from different from rollers, and also from this organization that is called Car for Ukraine. They are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let's invite them to the stream this Sunday, and you will meet them. It's Ivan. He is from originally, guys, is he from Kherson? If I'm not mistaken, he's from Kherson. And Claire, she's from Australia. They are based in Lviv. They are providing Ukrainian army with trucks, just like Nafer trucks. But they do it from Britain, so it's less expensive. So with 20,000 euros, we will provide 2 units with 1 car each. So it's going to be 2 cars. You see, here with 69th Infantry Brigade, we're raising 21,000 euros for 1 car. And there, for 20,000 euros, we'll be able to provide them with 2 cars. They're going to be the same level, the same quality, plus they're going to be armored. And they will... the only thing they will lack, I think, is electronic warfare. So they usually put electronic warfare on 69th Infantry Brigade, which makes that car more expensive. And there are different factors that I will also tell you later that make it more expensive, to just not spend time on this right now. But anyway, we, in the future... I think we should do also one campaign together with them, with Car for Ukraine. But I want you to meet them before we do that, and let's do it this Sunday. What do you think?
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. I invited them to this stream around, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, 4? Yeah, probably 4 already. Damn, time flies. Reptyree, thank you for that super chat. Please use this super chat for rollers, fund rollers. I cannot do it, Reb. Sorry, but it doesn't work like that. I never take money from super chats as donations. I'm repeating it, not on every stream, but it's too complicated. First of all, I got the money only in a month. Secondly, I got only 70% of it. Next thing, I specifically not divide. I forgot the English word, sorry, but PayPal is for donations and the base if you cannot use PayPal, and YouTube is for me, for my work. It's part of my salary, and the second part of my salary are subscriptions on the base, Donatello, and Patreon. That's it. So I apologize, but you will have to donate to either PayPal or the base, and I cannot put this money on the fund. Yeah. No, I do not accept donations through super chats. I apologize, but these are the rules, and I don't want to break them. Okay, so also Kenty told me that campaign, Car for Ukraine, I still am not showing it on the screen, or do I? No, it's a ROM browser. Sorry, Roman. I wanted to show it to show this to you. But here it is. One car is going to be, wow, yeah, it's on 2,227 euros and 86 euro cents. 22 donations has been made already. So during the stream, plus 9 donations. That's a good result. Thank you, everyone who donated either from this chat or from Georgie's chat. You see, everything is possible. It depends only on time and on number of the streams you do. Yeah, usually it does. But Roman, I want you to know, when your first campaign was launched, I almost even did not promote it. Like it's your patch, that patch worked like itself. I did not need to promote it almost. People were just they just have seen it, and they were buying that patch, and they were donating, and it closed without any advertisement. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Good time was.
Yeah, but it was a bit easier back then. But it's not only that. This campaign is going pretty well too, I must tell you. It's even maybe a bigger pace than back then. It's just bigger. That one was for 1 truck, and this one is for 4 trucks. So we kind of actually already reached the level of the previous campaign, and we did it faster. So it's not harder, Roman. It's just bigger. It's even easier, I would say. Really. I want you to realize that. So it's going pretty well right now. You should not be discouraged. It's going well, and we have many donations, because my previous campaign did not have that many donations as we have now. Let me tell you the number at this moment. Just a second. 126 donations have been already made. The previous campaign, Nafer Truck campaign, got something about 125, so the same number. And we had to raise 40,000 euros. So we're going strong, Roman. What we need to do is just keep talking.
They're good.
Yeah, so
They're good.
everything's going good.
Yeah, I just wanna say that I think I could just knock out any
Same.
time.
I actually am finishing the stream right now already. So both of us should say goodbye.
Because
and what? Roll. So Roman, thank you. It was a great stream. Georgie, what? Georgie's a great interlocutor, great conversations with him. So I had some fun, also some rant, a bit of a butthurt when he was trying to gaslight me. But still, pretty awesome stream. So thank you for being a big part of that stream.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to such amazing evening time. Just I need more energy for next time because
No problem.
it's been more than 3 hours. My head start aching, so I need to just.
Yeah, I understand. No problem. So, see you tomorrow in the Coffee Records. We're doing that stream.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So,
rollers, pleasure as always.
yeah.
Thank
guys,
you very much for your donation. You're still amazing community.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You guys can see how Roman appreciates you and your company. So, that love is mutual. They love you, you love them, you know. I'm saying that. Okay, brother, thank you. It was a great stream. It was a pleasure. And I don't know, I want to say live long, prosper, and donate to you and to all the rollers there in the chat. You are awesome, guys. See you tomorrow with Roman. We're going to have a great stream, a vertical one. Let's hope for some trolls. Maybe we will have the chance to show them the middle finger, you know. But yeah, that's it. Okay, then the last thing to say is Slava Ukraini.
Героям слава.
Thank you, Roman. See you tomorrow. Have a good rest. Bye. Bye, rollers. Love you all. I'm also here, peeking, you see. Yeah, that's it. I don't want this stream to go any longer. Please, if you still haven't done the donation, please make it. And, love you all. See you tomorrow. The coffee shop with Roman. I'm really excited. I still haven't done that. Really cool. See you